then Nello.
It's Manganello, yeah.
Manganello. Oh, is that it? All it
Well,
is?
he's a D&D
worse
he's a D&D writer, so
Yep.
he works for Wizards of the Coast and D&D Beyond.
Yep.
And he was in the original Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire.
Yep, he was. He's just got a new movie coming out too, I believe.
One of the things.
Oh, now Cameron's camera's gone all fucking weird.
Yeah, it's okay.
Not for me. My one's the auntie.
It's Skype, man.
But it's
I don't know.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
it's not hurting me.
you got a bit of red splotching on you, but that's okay.
Burning my eyes.
Easy fix, turn your cam off and back on again, but it's up to you guys if you want to do that or not. Doesn't really.
Tried turning cam off, but it doesn't work. He's just so turned on.
He's just so turned on. Oh my god! I told you guys to get it out of your system before we went live, eh? I mean,
Really?
Yes, we are. We are. I usually announce it, but I thought, no, I won't say anything and see what comes out.
That can be bad for you.
Hey, as long as it doesn't breach TOS, we're good.
Okay, so what do we have to do to breach TOS again?
So just to let everyone know, I have made some adjustments to audio on my end because I could never hear fucking Adam or Nutty in Skype or Discord. So I've fixed everything so I can hear everybody awesomely, but I've had some issues with other volumes being super loud. So if you do hear something that's super loud, let me know so I can fix it. I've got all my settings up just so I can adjust it on the fly. So chat, let me know if you have any extra loud stuff going on.
We'll just sit there, take the punishment.
Well, yeah, no, dude.
I don't.
You were in the chat. You were in the chat yesterday when you resub to me, and the alert went off, and it just about blew my eardrums apart. It was just super loud. I'd forgotten about all my alerts. So speaking of alerts, we have added a new. I'm just going to play an alert on screen. So if you've got the stream up, we've got a new alert thingamybobby. There's no sounds, but it will play a beholder face.
I like beholder.
Whenever we get an alert, whether it's a sub or a follow or anything like that. So the alert, the purple people eater.
Is his name Gary?
Yes.
No, that's right.
Gary the beholder.
I thought it was Fred.
Will pop up on stream. No, Fred's on holiday, so Gary's taken over.
Okay.
Right. So last week, as I said, for those that thought we were here last night, the main reason I jumped on and streamed Just Chatting last night was to pretty much let those know that thought we were doing D&D last night, that we didn't have D&D last night. In fact, it had been moved tonight because a certain somebody is moving and decided to go out drinking instead playing D&D. So we had to move the show just for him.
Trash doesn't drink.
How rude, mate. How rude.
How rude, Trash. It's terrible of you.
I hardly, I technically don't drink, but hardly do.
You better apologize to the viewers, Trash. It's terrible. But yeah, so we postponed and moved to tonight. So we did last night. We did a bit of a Just Chatting session. Answered some chat questions on some D&D stuff, and just mucked around and played a little bit of Warcraft. A little bit of fun, something different. Last Sunday's game went very well. No one died, which is good. We are getting towards the end of that story, so there is a very high chance of player death anytime between now and the end, I would imagine.
Ooh, I still have a luck.
Although a certain member of last week's party managed to get themselves caught by an ogre. So, not mentioning any names. Alexandros.
It's all kind of, I swear.
How do you get your member caught in an ogre?
Very carefully. Takes a lot of skill. It's the same way she gets her face caught in traps. I mean,
hey, it's a special ability.
To be fair, you rolled pretty high. Just the ogre rolled higher, so it was just unlucky. But yeah,
That's Ellie.
I've got plans. I've got ideas.
that's as long as you got ideas. I got ideas too.
Exactly.
So
I
let's
like
see if your ideas are as good as my ideas. So we shall get into our brief recap from last Curse of Strahd session. So last we left off, you had woken after a night's rest. Karnos had a conversation with one Strahd von Zarwich. Emilia waking early and moving out to the well outside, and while waiting outside for the rest of you to wake, crafts a mud figure with wings, and when approached by the guard, explains that this is her angel and that she'd crafted one the previous evening that was much more magnificent. The guards seem to believe her story, and once imparting that story off to Zadriel, which seemed to touch Zadriel somewhat, Zadriel then offered Emilia protection if she would only come clean to the rest of the group about her secret. Later on, as you all woke and got together, Karnos elaborates on his encounter with Strahd, and you'll discuss with Emilia her weird behavior. As you sit and discuss this particular situation, Zadriel casts on Zone of Truth, and you all get some answers. Not the answers you were intending on getting, but you got some answers and some information about a character you probably weren't really looking for. But you got answers nonetheless. Again, after further discussion about what you were going to do with the Baron or seeing Lady Vargas, and some debating backwards and forwards, Zadriel walking off in a little bit of a tense moment. Ultimately, it was decided that Lady Vargas was the option that you chose. So, with a couple of you heading off to purchase or order and purchase some armor for Adok, who does currently not have any armor, the rest of you headed out towards Lady Vargas' house.
I mean, come on, does Adok really need armor? Come on.
Well, maybe. Once there, eventually you all met up and met with Lady Vargas and her two sons. While sitting with her in her parlor, you eventually were given a couple of offers. One offer, which was a speedy way of removing the Baron from his seat of power, with the incentive of 1,000 gold pieces to sweeten the pot. The other, a longer game, with a slightly less of an incentive of 350 gold pieces, but to maybe discredit him and have him removed from power in that fashion. You then decided that you needed to confer amongst yourselves. Lady Vargas was more than happy for you to do so, and has asked that you either contact Ernest, who you have seen around town frequently, seems to be following you around a reasonable amount, or her two sons, who are often around town as well, or to come directly back to her. So this is where we rejoin you now, as which is probably about midday, just after midday, as you exit Lady Vargas' house after having sat down with her, and the day is yours to do whatever you want. So you're all standing outside Lady Vargas' house. Emilia was the last to leave, as she cleaned up the mess that Adok had left with his dirty feet. Much to the pleasure of the hired help, who seemed quite pleased that he did not have to pick up or sweep up the mud. So I now turn over to you.
What did you all think of her?
I don't know.
Deathly souls.
Crickets. is like breakfast, people. Come on.
Or do you want to start talking about someone's wiener again? Or lack of? Then it'll be like breakfast.
We didn't have sausages for breakfast.
People.
Someone did.
Karnos is putting on his pack and his shield and axe, which he'd set at the doorway, and as he was walking out, he's strapping it on. He's like, "What? Are you talking about me again?"
No,
No.
breakfast.
Yeah. I don't know. She offering. Well, it's a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money because everything's so bloody expensive here.
It seems a little costly, yes.
Did we find out if it was all together or per person?
I believe it was all up.
She was not clear. He just offered 1,000 gold pieces.
If it's money is a problem, I can divvy up some extra amongst you if you like. Or if you need something, I can just pay for it, which I have offered before.
Yes, we know your money bags. Okay, it's all good. My point is, she's offering a lot of money, which isn't a lot of money. Here. Why? And the bit that doesn't make sense to me is Strahd put the dude's family in charge, but he's not willing to come and sack the bloke. Why?
He did say that he didn't want to. People are afraid of him, and he didn't want to do it himself. When I asked him when he spoke to me, he didn't want more people to be afraid of him. I get that feeling, but who knows?
But I don't think people would be afraid of him if he came and sacked this dude because this guy's a prick and no one likes him.
Yes,
I
but if
think
he was to do that, he would be the bad guy they say he is, you know?
Because he fired someone that's torturing.
Oh, I thought you meant you want him to kill him.
That could work.
Well, you say sacked, I just assume, ransack his house.
Remove from power.
Right, I'm with you.
Dispose of evidence. But yeah, it doesn't make sense. And like, how do we know that she's not worse?
Do we have anything we could investigate her place, or when she's not looking? Or
I'm not stealthy.
you're not stealthy? I am definitely not stealthy either.
No, me either. But we can send people in, right?
We could distract and send people in.
Adults. Stealthy.
Well, what I was thinking was like $1,000 is like $1,000. That's a lot of money. So we should probably go to the Baron, right? Find out what he's about, because he's doing the stocks. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in charge.
Right. And Zedriel, you've got like a problem with the Baron. Yeah.
I have a problem with people in stocks. I have not met the Baron yet, so.
Right. So, and we've just been offered, like this grand sum of money, which, by the way, anyone offering you any sort of little bit of money here is quite a fair bit. No one usually parts of any sort of gold in these places. So $1,000 is, it's $1,000, everyone. Let's just think about it for a second. We could get a lot of stuff with $1,000.
That'd be
Yeah?
what, $200?
Gold, not dollars.
200, less than 200 each, I think.
I mean, yeah, but like, Another thing as well, you know, they do say that killing someone is not actually killing someone. Like, they don't really die here. So technically, if we were to kill him, he's not really dead, is he? He's just something else.
So what? He comes back and then he haunts the living shit out of us. I don't like that idea. $1,000 not good enough for that.
Oh, we don't know if he's
So-
going to do that at all. We don't know what happens. I don't know.
Can you kill? Can you kill without the attempt of killing with them not coming back? Like disintegrate. Melt their bodies down to nothing?
So are they reborn and walking around town, or are they just undead and coming up at night and they keep making more people? Do we know that yet, or?
I've got no idea.
You've not really gotten that much information about. You've just heard rumors that the dead tend to not stay dead.
And we also saw those ghosts.
And the ghosts, yeah. You've seen a lot of spirits, which you've been told were the spirits of fallen warriors that are trapped here.
So do we all want to go to the Baron now?
So just out of point of reference, are you all standing out the front of Lady Bacta's house having this conversation, or are you walking and talking?
Probably walking and talking.
Oh, my mic's on.
Yes, your mic's on. So, as you are walking back through Vallaki, you again, it is the rain is falling, but it's not heavy. It's a real misty, fine sort of drizzle. The town is as busy as it has been most days. There are people in the streets. They're working. Shops are open. People are still you see the steady stream of sticks being gathered and taken towards the Baron's, the Burgermeister's mansion. And the construction of the Wicker Sun is nearing completion. As you head back through the town square, you do notice the family is still in the stocks, but the man is missing. So just the woman and the 2 children remain. The man is no longer in the stocks. There's still these 4 guards there still, as there always has been. You do notice Ismark is walking through the square. He gives you a wave as he seems to be off doing something. He's about 40 or 50 feet from you. He waves in recognition and to a greeting, and he's heading towards probably the storage area, that you guys came past as you came into Vallaki. You also spot Vasily sitting in the center of the square by the fountain. Seems to be watching a few people that are working on this Wicker Sun. Dressed as flamboyantly as he normally is. He is just not really talking to anyone, hasn't noticed you, but you do see him in the square as you're moving through the square. Where are you headed? Are you going back to the inn, the Blue Water Inn, or what are you guys going to do?
I think we will. What time of day is it?
Just after lunch. Just after lunch, yeah.
Might as well try the Baron.
Agreed.
Yeah.
See what information maybe he can give us. Maybe he isn't the person we think he is.
And maybe he'll offer 2,000 gold pieces to knock that old lady off.
As long as we can maybe negotiate not putting families in stocks, it's not really right, is it? I mean, not for minor crimes.
No, well, putting him in the stocks is okay, but putting him in the stocks for an undetermined amount of time until they die is probably not okay.
Especially if it's just because they said they didn't like a festival. It seems a little over the top, right?
Maybe.
Especially a Sun God Festival. That is wonderful.
Yeah, really sunny in this place. Really sunny.
Maybe they're hoping if they pray to said sun god that the sun might break through the clouds. Interesting.
This shit ain't normal.
Can you create solar light with your tinkery ability?
If you give me enough material, probably.
Interesting. That's something to think about. Zadriel, with your abilities, fed through your deity, is it?
Yes.
Can you create solar light?
Yes.
So you
Yes.
could brighten up these people's days?
Well, a little bit. It takes a lot out of me, though. So,
Oh, it takes a lot out of you. Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah. But I worship the god of the day. So, yeah.
Is your god a god of the day?
Yes.
What
So,
was his name again?
DM.
Yeah, that's like 2 letters, right?
No, it's 4.
Right. I'm not real big on the spelling thing.
No, well. Yeah, no. Maybe you've given me ideas. We should go talk to the Baron and maybe explain to him about his festival.
Yeah.
And
So-
if
Carry on.
he turns, what?
Carry on.
If he turns out that he's not that good as well, I mean, like, we could just kill him there and then get his head back, get 1,000 gold, rescue the people, win-win situation, everyone's happy. Zedriel, you get what you want, you know, people out of the stocks. Kanos, you've got more money to give to people, so that's a win for you. Yeah, everyone.
I mean, I don't just give money out willy-nilly. I try to pay my way.
Well, yeah, right, but like, if you've got more money from this, then you've got more money to give we should just kill him.
If we're afraid of getting haunted by him coming back, why don't we just wait till he's out walking the streets and drop a grand piano on him, and then he can haunt the person who made the piano.
Grand who?
The musical thing. You punch it and it makes music.
Amelia, that is the weirdest thing I've ever heard anyone say. Firstly, we have to get a grand piano out of a building and over the top of his head at the exact right place and time that he would be walking. Do you have this power?
We have 2 tinkerers.
Or we could drop the sun on his head when it's alight.
Or we could just tinker the cannon so that it flies and just fire it straight down.
Or we could, just like kill him quietly, because if he doesn't see us, how's he going to haunt us? He doesn't know who to haunt if he hasn't seen anyone.
Doesn't he have a ginormous bodyguard and probably
they can
guards
set stuff on fire.
and a family?
That is
Do
true.
we kill the family as well?
I've never met his family, but you heard he had a family, I think.
We've never really met him either, have we?
No, we might.
Gafus has started moving a little bit quicker than the rest.
We need your opinion, Scafus. Turn around and come back.
Yeah, he does.
It continues walking.
He's quite impatient, that Scafus, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's probably in a rush to go talk to someone.
Maybe he's got a toilet.
Oh, yeah, maybe he does.
We'll ask when we get there.
So you're moving towards the Burgermeister's mansion then? You retrieve your map, you pull it out, and you find the mansion which Ismark had pointed out to you in your travels and showed you on the map where it was, in the south of Vallaki. Through the town square towards the southern side of the township, you find a small curved lane which leads to a large
I
two-storied
won't be talking for a little bit. Sorry.
a two-storied mansion. The mansion has walls of plastered stone that display many scars where the plaster's fallen away with neglect and age. Drapes cover every window that you can see from the front, including a large arched opening above the mansion's double doors at the entrance. There is no one around the outside of the house at this point. There doesn't seem to be any guards. You do notice at the front of the entrance, by the front door, either side of the front door, several bundles of branches and sticks that have been piled up either side of the door.
It's scared us since we're gonna get the first knock for us.
As I get to the door, I stop and wait for the others.
No problem. So you stop. It's only a short time before the rest of you all group up out the front of this old mansion.
Do we look a little? I mean, there's like 6 of us here, right? Do we look a little ominous? Maybe all 6 of us rolling in to question him. This maybe seems like more of an attack than a debate. Do we send in maybe our best speakers? Zadriel, Scafus, I'm looking at you.
Yeah, we send in Scafus. Yeah, that'll work really well.
What are you guys going to do?
Sit out here and talk about Karnos's inability to...
Feeble. We're gonna get kicked out of the town. This is kind of serious. Will you get off there?
He's quite a bully, your mate Fibble here, Zadriel.
He's not my mate.
I was talking about your inability to use anything outside of 2 things at once. Don't know what you were thinking about, but okay.
Just saying you're just being like a bully. I have a quirk, and you are picking up. I mean, I don't hassle your hair, do I? And your shortness, I don't hassle. I just saying.
Don't care.
Maybe some of you scout around and see if there's like a back entrance or something, and I will.
I know what I'll do. I'm going to be working on Karnos's axe, putting this symbol on it.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, here's my axe.
Take it off. And then I'm going to cast heat metal.
Okay. And you're gonna forge weld it with heat metal.
Yep.
I'll allow it because the trinket's not, the type of metal. You've been with metal, tinkered with metal often enough. You know roughly the heating temperature of certain metals and to get metals to bond. So I'll allow it. But I'll get you to make a tinker check anyway, just to see how well it bonds.
Oh, that's good. That's going to be good. Oh, wait a minute. No. There we go. Now it's rolled. 22.
That's good. DC was only 10, so that's great. You heat the metal. First you look at the axe thinking you might heat the axe, and you think, no, it's probably not a good idea. The smaller of the 2 pieces would be easier to heat. And you stick it on, you heat it, and it starts to bond with the... not on the blade, but back towards the handle. It's on the blade, but it's at the back.
You know how on the back of the axes it's normally got that...
The flatter the pommel kind of thing. Yeah.
Mount it there.
Okay.
Good, that's exactly where I was imagining it.
Cool.
So, just one question.
Yes.
DM, how central did he get it?
With the 22, pretty good.
Okay.
With a DC of 10 and a 22 roll, yeah, he's pretty talented, and it will not upset the balance of your axe any way, shape, or form.
Mending on it as well.
Yep.
To make sure it's really
okay. Yep. Yeah, that'll work.
Throw it a couple of times up in the air, so see, perfectly balanced, and then throw it at him.
Yeah, I feel like as it called it Just wait a second. I feel like, as he called it, Carnos would sort of try and do the flashy X spin and then put it back over his back.
Now, should I make you roll for that? That is the question.
Sure would.
Yeah, let's go athletics or acrobatics. So I'd say probably athletics because it's more dexterity based.
Oh, yep, that's a good one. Nat 20 plus 5, 25.
Holy shit.
Nat 20 of the night was my good dice too, my Magic the Gathering dice, double horns.
Nice. So with a natural 20, the flourish is very impressive. It spin around a couple of times, backwards and forwards, and then straight to onto the back, and it sits there perfectly.
Yeah, I feel like almost like a Darth Maul sort of.
Yeah. It works, and it was pretty impressive. I think everyone would have even been a little impressed by that, regardless of how they feel about Carnos at this point. It looked good.
That balance is exquisite, Mr. Stibb. I am impressed.
So, back to the discussion at hand. Who is going to talk to the Baron, and who is going to stay outside?
Emily is going to say, I'm just going to go for a walk around the house alone. So she's going to look around to see if there's anyone else in view, like guards or anyone else.
Okay. Are you doing so stealthily or just going for a wander?
No, I'll get to that. 15 for perception, just for sake's sake. I don't know if I need to or not.
Not yet, but you will.
And then I'm going to use wild shape into a spider and climb up the side of the building.
So in that case, then your perception check would be to see if anyone was around to watch you transform initially. There is not, so you are quite safe to wild shape. Do you inform your group that you're going to do so, or would you just do it?
Well, I'll just do it. I'm right in front of all of them.
And for the first time, everyone except for Carnos, who has seen this before, different shape though, however, you watch as Emilia's form instantly, well, within a second or two, shrinks down to a spider at your feet.
So Carnos was about to say, don't go on your own, but he got, don't go, and she spider spawned, and he was like, that kind of works.
And then the spider's going to climb up the side of the building.
No worries. So, what specifically are you looking for, Miss Emilia Spider?
Emilia just knows it's a good way of being on her own, so nobody's going to question that.
Nope. So what are you looking for specifically?
She's going to go upstairs and look through the windows, effectively.
As you adhere yourself to the wall and start scuttering around the outside of the building, every window you come to appears to have drapes covering the windows. I would need you to roll a perception check with disadvantage to see if you can pierce through. There are gaps here and there, but on the first floor. So with disadvantage on your perception check first.
9.
Kind of hard to tell. One room you think looks like it might be the dining room. It looks like you can't really make out any major details because the glass is not clear glass like we have today. It's kind of mottled. In that sort of era, there wasn't the great glass blowers or the ability to make glass as clean and clear as they do today. Each window seems to be like this on the ground floor. You think you may see a dining room, possibly a kitchen area. You can't really tell. It doesn't really look like there's anyone on the first floor that you can see. You make your way to the second floor windows. I will need you to roll another perception check with disadvantage for the second floor. 13. A little better. As you get to the second floor windows, you do find one window where the curtain is not drawn fully. This looks like a dressing room of sorts. There's a dressing table, looks like maybe a mirror, and a wardrobe, but doesn't look like anyone's in there. The rest of the windows seem to be quite dusty and dirty on the second level. No windows on the upper level, apart from 3, and they are that dusty that you just cannot see through them.
Is there any like cracks or holes or anything that I could possibly climb through?
Roll perception again for the roof to see if you can find any ways of entering.
10. One, but it's not.
No, 10?
It's 10.
Yeah. You do find a couple of small areas where you think you might be able to squeeze through. You attempt to, but find that they're just a little too tight for you to get through, even in the small form, unfortunately. It's a tiled roof. There's a couple of cracked tiles here and there, but it seems to be a tiled roof over top of almost like a wooden slat roof underneath as well. So it's like double skinned. So unfortunately, you are not able to enter in this particular area.
Sweet as. That'll probably take me quite a while. So
As a spider, I think it would. How long can you stay in your shapeshift form?
I think it's like half my level.
So it'll be
hours.
if it's half your level, you're at level 5, so it'll be half your level rounded down, so it'll be 2 hours.
Yeah.
So
2 hours before reverting to normal form.
Yeah. So I would say that this would probably take you the better part of 2 hours because it is quite a big house, and being the size that you are, it would take it's a bit of a trip. You do make it back to your group, and probably make it back just in time before you revert back to your human form.
Yeah.
So while Emily is doing that for 2 hours, what are you guys up to?
Emily just so
She's a druid.
So she's like a haunted sort of possessed werewolf, spider, druid thing.
Oh, they can shapeshift. That's weird magic.
So I always imagined druids to have like a big black pot and be stirring it and casting like spells of wild magic in the jungles or in the forest. So I didn't realise that's how druids worked.
No, they're more witches.
Or hags, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or goblins.
Is that how goblins do their strange magic?
I mean, like we cook with pots and stuff. Do magic, yeah.
Yeah, it's not really magic. Cooking isn't really magic.
It is
Well,
if you're a
turns out
damn
it
good
is.
cook.
Could be.
Yeah.
Does anyone else want to go and wait for Emilia, or do you all want to come in? Because I'm going to knock.
Well, there's only
Yeah.
5 of us now. Me and Adok aren't that intimidating.
I mean, you are all wearing armor and have weapons, so you kind of are.
I mean, maybe a couple go in, maybe a few stay. I'm only thinking some of us should be on the outside. That way, if someone does get in trouble and put in the stocks, the rest of us are there to be maybe able to help out later.
I'm probably the least intimidating out of all of you.
Maybe also scout around in case we need your help. You can get in the back way or something.
Yes. No offense,
Stay
Scapus.
outside.
Have you seen your face?
That's why I have a hood.
Yeah. I'm happy to stay outside and check out. Who were you going to check the around for back doors and stuff, Fibble? Did you say?
Yeah, I'll stay outside.
I shall aid you.
Okay, so Fibble and Karnos remain outdoors. Emilia is off doing her search of the exterior of the house. So that leaves Zedriel, Adok, and Skathis. Are you going to enter the home, or knock on the door, should I say?
Going to knock on the door. Knock, knock.
You knock on the door. After 2 or 3 minutes, the door opens and a young woman opens the door. She's dressed in a servant's attire, a dark dress with a white apron, and she's got a little white, real typical servant's attire, little white thing in her hair. She's carrying a duster. Yes, can I help you?
We are emissaries of the god of the daylight, and we heard there was a festival in town, and we've come to offer our services.
Excuse me, one moment. And she closes the door. The one, just as you have mentioned that, there is one name that you have heard in passing through Barovia on occasion is the Morning Lord, which is kind of weird, but you have heard people talking about the Morning Lord as a kind of a deity. But where this Morning Lord is, there's no sun to speak of, so who knows what is happening. She returns a short while later and says, so my master wishes to know which deity you speak of.
We call him many things, but he is the god of the sun and the daylight and the morning, and I would like some more information from him since he seems to be in charge of this festival. I would love to, ask directly.
You can see she looks nervous. She's clasping her hands in front of her. She's wringing her hands. She has a bit of a not confused, but a very kind of concerned look on her face. And she sort of lowers her eyes and bows and says, please follow me.
All right.
And she leads you into, where does she lead you? Into the foyer area. In this foyer area, to your right is a set of stairs leading up. Looks like it goes up to the next floor. In this foyer area, there's a door to your right which is open. Looks like a cloak area. Scattered all through the floor, all around the edges and the floor is just, again, more bundles of sticks. And there seems to be a lot of them, like piled up against the wall. There's a lot of sticks here and that. So you sort of have to step past a few, and you now led into a long hallway. It's a long carpet, sort of shag pile carpet in this long hallway. And she says, please, would you wait in here? And she opens a door and leads you into a lounge of some description. There is a large bearskin rug in the center. A couple of sofas either side of the door that you've just come in. Left and right of the door is like 2 or 3 seater sofas, a couple of small tables, and some small scattered soft chairs, like leather-bound chairs. A single window. Curtains are drawn, so there's a few candles lit. It's dim, but you are led in here and asked to wait. And then she exits the room and closes the door behind you.
Someone quickly look and see if Emily is outside the windows.
What, just look for a spider, like any sort of looking spider? You want me to just walk up to spiders and go, hello, you Emily?
Yeah. Go on.
Right. You're... okay, but I mean, have a look at what I look like. Have a look at what Scaphus looks like. We don't exactly look friendly.
To a spider? You're
No,
worried
but
about what you look to a spider?
No, but if someone sees me talking to a spider, like, they might think I'm a little, and then... oh, fuck it. I'll do it.
Do you look like a goblin, or do you have them hood masks thing?
I've only got a hood, but you can still see my face and whatnot.
They'll just think you are a goblin. That's a little off.
Goblins don't exist here.
Adok, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me as you look around the room and come almost not face to face. You sort of look around, look up, and this particular thing just about scares the pants off you. What is your wisdom save, please?
18.
That's not too bad. It does startle you at first, but you compose yourself relatively quickly. It is a large head of a bear, snarling teeth bore, its eyes wide, brow furrowed. It just sort of, because the room's quite dim, you didn't notice it at first, and as you sort of looked around looking for the window, you sort of looked directly at it and sort of walked towards it, and it sort of come out of the shadows at you. So it does give you a little bit of a start.
You just hear this, a slight little... Like from ad hoc.
Did you find her?
No, I just found this. It's just a bear. It's alright. It's dead though. I think maybe I'm gonna
Is it
poke it.
Emilia?
I don't know. Did she turn into a bear as well?
I don't know. She turned into a wolf before.
What about
Well,
before?
ask for Emilia. Let's go.
I'm just gonna run around going, Emilia, spin some web if you're Emilia.
Roll a perception
Emilia?
check for me. Hit with disadvantage.
Adrian's just laughing to herself that she's making him do this for a little bit for her amusement, but not all.
Oh shit!
I got a 7.
70. No, you see a spider up in the corner of the room by the window. You think it might be her. You talk to it for a little bit. You don't get any kind of response. So eventually you give up.
Emilia, I found you. Yeah. I don't know why I found you, but I found you.
That was a good one.
You hear me? You wait. Go yes. Wobble yes. One way. Wobble the other way. No, that's not gonna make. You know what? It's fine. I'll just. You keep doing whatever you're doing. All right. And I just walk off.
So this is the room that you guys are in. As you can see, the bear's head's on the wall there. You've got a couple of soft type sofas, some padded chairs. The window is at the top of the room, directly across from the rug. After about 10 or 15 minutes of waiting, you hear some people coming down the hallway. You hear a couple of what sounds like growls as well from some type of animal. After a short while, 2 people enter the room, accompanied with 2 large mastiffs. So these are the people that enter the room, a very intense looking couple. And the gentleman takes his seat in the leftmost red chair that was in the room. The lady takes her seat in the right, and the 2 dogs seat themselves on either side of the man. He doesn't say anything initially. He looks at you. He gives you a nod. Very intense look, and just motions towards the seats for you all to have a seat.
Zodria will quickly hold the handle of her hammer and do the whole 1 knee bow before sitting on the couch.
He doesn't react initially. He waits for you all to sit. And he then turns directly to you, Zadriel, and says to you, "So, you are here about the festival?"
Yes, and also we are new in town, and I thought it would be most mannerly to introduce ourselves before wandering around.
I have heard of your exploits already. Appears you have rescued some of our children.
Yes.
And that makes me happy, of course.
Oh, that's good.
But my guards have also informed me that they have had to speak to you on a couple of occasions. This does not make me happy.
Well, we were uncertain of the rules for the town, so they reminded us about, magic and things like that. So.
Yes, of course. So, what is it you wish to speak to me about?
Well, as a paladin, I do not know if you know about paladins, but I worship the god of the sun and the day, and
Oh, so you worship the Morning Lord?
yes, and we noticed there were some people in the stocks, and
Yes, they're there for good reason.
Well, I would like to offer some services of mine in exchange for their early release so they can enjoy the festival with all of us.
early release. Quaint idea. No, this will not happen.
Oh, what is the reasoning behind that?
I do not need to give you a reason. I am the burgomaster of this town. You are visitors here. They broke the law. They suffer the consequences. As
What
will everybody.
exactly did they do?
And why are you inquiring?
So that we don't do that as well.
You are already doing it. Speaking out of turn. In this
I don't know
town.
that questions are
Ah,
speaking out of turn.
I think I've heard quite enough. You are clearly not who you say you are. The Morning
At all.
Lord has not had a presence here in Barovia for 400 years. So you are not a paladin of the Morning Lord, as you say.
I think I am.
And with that, he looks down and the two masters stand. They move forward a couple of steps and start growling.
All right, Adriel, I feel like we've probably worn out our welcome mat. Yeah, nice doggy.
Settle, boys. It is okay. Sit down. And they step back and sit. The woman hasn't said anything. She's just sitting there with her hands folded in her lap, and again has a really kind of stern look on her face. He sort of waits, looking at you for a moment, and then he says, well, so these services you are offering. Well, what are they? And what could you possibly do for me that I don't already have my guard already doing?
Well, I was thinking maybe you would like something done around town to help with the festival or information or anything like that in
The
exchange.
festival is going according to plan. We will hold the festival in 2 days' time. The sun is almost complete. Isik is the head of the town guard. He is keeping everything in order. I'm sure you have seen him. If not, he will make himself known to you. Especially if you step out of line again. Now, I would like to formally invite you to the Festival of the Blazing Sun. 2 dawn's time in the town square. We will have a parade, and then we will set the wicker sun alight, brightening up the town square for everyone to see. This will make everyone happy, yes? Especially me. All will be well in this town. And I will keep it so.
Is that what all the sticks on the front of the house are about?
Yes, many people are bringing sticks to build the wicker sun. We may have many left over, but I'm sure we will find use for them in another festival, maybe.
And is this your lovely wife, AC?
Yes, it is. Oh, forgive me. I did not introduce myself properly. My name is Vargas Velakovich. And this is my lovely wife. Her name is Lydia Petrovna. But as I say, the people in the stocks will serve their sentence. They have broken the law, and the law must not be flouted. Everyone will serve their sentence according to town law. We cannot have disruption in the town. If we do not keep order, then chaos will reign. And with chaos, then the devil Strahd will run rampant through these lands.
Also, you do not like Strahd, I take it.
And you do?
I don't know much about him, but I've heard mixed reviews, so.
Well, make your mind up quickly, because if you are allied with him, you will suffer the same fate as those in the stocks in the square.
Is this why you want the Festival of the Sun? Because he is vampire, maybe? Or.
Oh, so you have heard the stories? Yes, of course. I mean, no vampire can stand the sun. Why do you think it's raining here all the time? It is his doing. He keeps it that way. People here are afraid of him, and they're afraid that the town will fall. The festivals are to keep people safe and happy. Some do not agree, but that is their problem. I will do what I can to keep people safe.
Skathis here is a storyteller of sorts, and if we could get a lovely tour of your home for the festival, maybe we could spread the word
Why
for you.
do you want to see my home? The festival is outside, not
I
in
heard
my
you
home.
were building the wicker things inside
No,
by your house.
in the town square. Have you
Oh,
not
in the
seen the
town
giant
square.
sun? You must have seen the giant sun in the square, surely.
Oh, I thought you were making little like torches and things too as well.
Some of the townsfolk, possibly. But I tire of this conversation. I have much to do. My wife has people to entertain, and so unless there is any other offer of your services, as you say, I should bid you farewell.
I'm gonna bow and I'm gonna start coughing and say excuse me, but I'm gonna cast speak with animals under my coughing and make like a little growl and ask if do you like your master? To the mastiff.
Roll a. Is it got it's vocal? Is it somatic as well?
Vocal and somatic. So
Yeah,
I'm
so you-
coughing, but I'm
yeah,
trying to
okay.
like.
So roll a deception check for me, please.
18, 13 plus 5.
Neither of the Baron nor his wife seem to notice. And do you then talk directly to the dogs in front of them?
I do like a kind of a growl, like. Excuse me.
Are you all right? Do you need water?
I think I'll be fine.
One of the dogs just gives you that sideways sort of head cock, as most dogs do, sort of looks at you and just doesn't respond. The other, same thing, cocks his head to one side and then just says, "He feeds me good."
All right. Well, thank you for your time, Baron. It was lovely to meet both of you.
Of course. As I say, you are to be my personal guest, you and your friends, in 2 dawn's time for the festival in the town square. So, yes.
Oh, hello there, Mr. Lovely Dogs. These rules.
They are good boys.
Yeah,
They do as they're told.
Sharp teeth as well.
Very.
Yeah, you wouldn't happen to have like these rules. You wouldn't happen to have a book of rules, sir.
There is a town
Right.
charter. If you wish to purchase it, you can purchase one in the town square.
Right, we couldn't like get one as a guest.
I do not keep such things in my home. This is for the town guard to deal with.
Yeah.
If you break the law, you get brought before me, and I judge you based on the evidence presented. Such is my position.
Of course. Yeah.
And you have
You-
been warned already by the guard.
Your bodyguard, I forgot his name. The
Essek.
big fellow. Is he here?
He is around here somewhere.
Oh, would it be rude to ask to talk to him, or
And
why do you- see if you could help him out?
do you wish to talk to him?
Oh, I'm more of a guard kind of a girl, so maybe we could help him out.
Yeah, I'm sure you will catch up with him at some point. I think he is busy at the moment. He will be at the festival in a couple of days with the rest of us. He is out and about all the time, if you wish to speak to him. just approach him. He is rather approachable.
All right, thank you. Skaters, you have anything to say?
Stand up and start walking out.
He's not a very talkative person, is he?
He chooses his words wisely.
A little rude, too, getting up without saying goodbye.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's a work in progress.
Yeah, sorry. He's got a condition.
It looks like it. Never seen a red man before.
Yeah, real bad. It affects like the tongue and the voice box. It's real bad. It hurts for him to
I mean,
speak.
you appear to have a similar condition, small one.
Yeah, I got it from him. So
Is it not contagious, I hope?
well, no, like we've contained it.
I will.
You know.
You stay there. I will refrain from shaking your hand. And at this point, he then stands, and the dogs stand with him. And he waits for you to stand as well. And both hands sort of waves towards the door. And his wife gets up and gives you a partial curtsy.
Curtsy back. I thought we better get putting salve on the skaters there. So it was nice meeting you.
I look forward to seeing you in a couple of days. Please do not upset the god again. The next time they will bring you before me. It may not work out very well for you.
No, we can see our way out. Don't you worry.
No. Lydia. Where is that girl? Ask her to see our guests out. And she nods and she walks out past you, and a couple of moments later, the same maid, young girl, comes and says, please follow me. And leads you back out to the front, back down the hallway, back through the front door, and leads you back out into the front of the home and closes the door behind you. While you guys are in there, Karnos and Pibblestib, what were you guys up to on the exterior of the house?
Well, I was just saying how I loved the chaos of this place. It's so weird. Did you notice, Mr. Stibb, how they stack sticks around the side of the house there? Did you see them earlier?
Yeah, looks like they want to set the place on fire.
You're not wrong. That was my thinking. I mean, if I left sticks like that around my house, I would expect some street scum to just light it up. I guess, I mean, if this guy turns out to be a mongrel, we will ask Zadriel. It could be just as quick as poof, up goes the house, right?
Poof.
Well, I mean, poof. With your guns and your cannons and the fire and the poof.
And I just put my hands up like this and go, like this, and a fireball appears.
Oh, that is so good. I thought you had to make a cannon for that.
And at this point, Fibblestib, you hear from behind you. And standing behind you guys is a 6'5", bald man wearing a fur-lined cloak. The fur is across the top of his shoulders. Cloak runs down his back. He's carrying strapped on his back is a large two-handed axe with a very sharp-looking spiked end on the back of it. The blade on the front with a big spiked end on the back. If I show you in the chat, that is who you are seeing.
Is he behind Fibblestib and facing me?
He sort of come from the side, so you would have seen him approaching from your peripherals as Fibblestib produced the fire. But yeah, kind of standing behind Fibblestib. You do notice his right hand is kind of covered, but you can see it's very, very bulky. His left hand looks relatively normally gloved, but he's not really trying to hide it, but you can see he's endeavoring to sort of not have it fully exposed. But it is a lot larger than his left. And yeah, he says, excuse me, What are you doing?
Oh, I'm so sorry. My little friend here was just showing me his little fiery thing.
Little, of course. Be careful where you point that.
Okay, and I dispel it.
So,
Hello.
are you here to see my master?
Maybe for you do the talking, eh? This probably,
No, we're waiting for our friends who are seeing your master.
Of course. Is there anything I can help you with? Oh, forgive me. My name is Ezek. I am captain of town guard here in Velaki. I've seen you about the town. You are new here, yes?
Yes. Wow. Yes.
A few days, and some of the guard tell me you rescue a small child from windmill.
2 of them. Yeah. And killed a hag and burnt it down. That
You,
might have been
you
an
burnt
accident.
you burnt the windmill?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I think so.
This is the windmill that is kind of south of here, back towards the castle?
The bone grinder?
Yes, that's the one.
Called? Yeah.
Are you sure you burned it down?
I think so. It was on
Are you
fire.
positive? I was hunting, not but yesterday, in that area, and the windmill still stands.
Whoa, Mr. Stubb, that's not good.
So are you positive that it was the windmill that you burned?
Well, we thought we burnt it down.
There was a hag left. Maybe she magically rebuilt it overnight.
This is possible. I have not heard of this hag, but they are like a witch, yes?
Something like that.
Maybe. Something to inform the guard about and the hunters, so they do not cross with these people.
Yeah, don't eat her pastries. They are made of children, right?
Okay. I will bear that in mind. Thank you.
Apparently it gives you a real trip.
All right. I must be attending my duties. Please be careful where you produce fire around Baron's home. A lot of sticks here for the festival. Very dry. Catch fire easy.
Yeah, that's what we were discussing, that exact thing about how dangerous it actually was. Do you not think it?
That is why I am here.
Oh right. So you pick up the sticks. That's your job.
No, I kill people who try to hurt the Baron.
Oh well, our friends are just visiting the Baron. We're not trying to hurt him.
Keep it that way.
Does he pay you well?
Extremely.
Do you reckon he'd pay for more guards of the body type?
We do not really need any more at this moment. We are pretty well. We do good.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. I mean,
but I keep that in mind. We do not hire strangers too much. They don't stay very long.
Oh, I heard that once you get here in this crazy land, you stay here forever.
Yes, but they don't stay alive very long.
Oh, well, Mr. Stibb, I don't believe we are strangers. I think we are going to be good friends with Essek, is it?
Essek, yes.
Yeah, I like your axe, mate. That's a bloody beautiful axe.
It is good for cutting off heads, yes.
Is it weighted well?
Of course.
I have an axe, and I take my axe out, not in a menacing way, just in a nice way, and I hand it handle first to him. Would you like to feel the weight of my axe?
He looks at you, looks at your axe, and grabs it one-handed, holds it up high above his head. sort of swings it side to side for a bit, and then he runs into a flourish, single-handed, with a natural 19.
Oh, not
Plus-
quite as good as me.
plus stuff, which I think from memory would make it a 27.
Oh, maybe.
So yeah, very impressive. One-handed flourish with the axe in behind him, throws it up, catches it, spins it back round, handle first, and hands it back to you.
Karnos doesn't try to be flashy. He just takes it and puts it back in his pack and says, "See, it was weighted blue. Mr. Stibb actually had
Very
some
good.
doers in upgrading that."
A little light for me, but very good. And he then
You are-
grabs his axe, and his axe is a long handle. It's almost like a pike. It's it's like a Dane axe, very long handle, very broad blade on it, and then that spike that comes off the back, and it's almost as tall as you are. And so it's a very big axe, and he says, "Would you like to try?" And he turns it and hands it handle towards you.
Sweet, just checking my weapons. I'm proficient with everything, so that's
You
fine.
should, most humans are, and fighters generally are. too.
Fighters, yeah. Yeah, I take the axe. I'm not going to be flashy with it. I've heard of this person. We've talked about him before. I'm
Yep.
going to move it in such a way that I do slow motion, away from him.
Yep.
And I do feel the weight of it, though. What does it feel like?
It's pretty heavy. Like, it's a lot heavier than even it looks. The shaft is made of a very hard wood. It's almost like an oak, probably a really short grain oak. The head of it is a very fine steel, and it's been inlaid with bronze. It's quite a design, dragon's head design, running down the blade, and the ears and that run back into the spike on the back. Very fancy, but very serviceable and very, very sharp. But it is a lot heavier than what it looks.
With my knowledge of weapons, would I know what the makers of it were? Like, is it Dwarven or Elven or something like that?
Roll history check on.
Come on, lucky dice. Oh, not so lucky. It's not a 1. History, yeah, 3.
3. Yeah, not so much. It could be Dwarven. It has a very similar, the bronzing definitely would suggest Dwarven, but then it has an Elven feature to it as well, so it's kind of hard to determine exactly the make, but it looks like it's probably very old.
Carlos is just going to take a wild stab in the dark, and as he sort of handle back to him, he says, "A lovely axe. Am I wrong in guessing that it's an Elven Dwarven make combo? Is it been made by 2 master creators?"
No, you are quite wrong. In fact, this has been in my family for 400 years. It was crafted by my father's father's father. Long time
what
ago.
type of metal was on the head there?
I could not tell you. It is very strong.
It is metal though, right?
It is. I think a touch of magic about it as well. It
See.
never dulls, and has never failed me yet.
It's good to know. Lovely weapon. Nice to meet you.
Likewise. But again, please, you and your friends, please keep yourself out of trouble. I would hate to have to banish you from town. And the Burgermeister is not an easy man to please. If you upset him, you will not be able to come back here.
How say you, Mr. Stubb? Anything you'd like to ask this man?
I'm good. I think. Yeah, I'm good.
What is this that you have on your back, little man?
Charlotte.
And he points to your rifle.
Charlotte.
Scarlet. And what type of weapon is that? I have not seen this before.
Musket, I guess you'd say?
I'm not sure what this is. They're very interesting. Very different.
Like a more modern version of a bow. Kind of.
Oh, so it shoots arrows then?
No, bullets. And I pull out one of the rounds. It's like, it shoots this. Oh, shut up, Alexa.
Well, this is. I have not seen this before. I would like to see this working one day if you have the time.
I can show you now.
I would be very careful. Come with me. And he moves you around to the side of the house, and around the side of the house is like a small garden, and there's like a couple of old flower pots, and that's sitting on a concrete wall towards the back, towards where the stable would be. And he says, do you think you could hit one of them from here? It's about 70 feet.
Oh, yeah. I could do that.
Okay, so roll.
Pull out the stand, put it down.
Okay, roll to hit. What did we say that it gave you? Was it advantage or just a plus to hit? Oh, no, it just it removed the need for the strength check. That's right.
Strength check.
Karnos warns Isaac. He goes, "This is going to be a little loud. You might want to cover your ear holes."
All right, thank you. And he puts his finger. He doesn't cover his ears because he keeps one hand down, but he sort of covers one with one hand and sort of moves the other one to his shoulder.
26.
That definitely hits. Stationary object, so it wasn't a high DC. The rifle reports very loudly, as indeed big puff of smoke from the hammer as it strikes and fires the projectile. And your stand works exactly as it was intended. It took a lot of the recoil out of the shot and steadied your aim, and the flower pot just shatters. And you sort of hear it's like, oh, that was wonderful. Do you know how to make these weapons?
I made Charlotte.
Do you think you could possibly make more?
Maybe.
But Lucky would.
Right material.
But Lucky would benefit from such weapons, right?
Yeah. Anyone does. I think.
Well, I will talk to the Baron, and we shall see what we can do. I will be in touch. Thank you for showing me this. I must be going. Must attend my duties. And yes, the report could be heard from inside. As you guys were sitting with the Baron, as you guys were leaving the den, and the shot could be heard from inside. And the dogs both sort of look quickly towards that side of the house and whine as if they want to go investigate. And the Baron sort of looks down at them and looks at you guys, and sort of as he was sort of getting you guys to leave. And that was about it. So in the time that Essek leaves you guys at the front, you also saw a few other people bringing sticks to the house, and then the front door opens and your friends return, and is at this point that Emilia returns to the front of the house and her form changes back, luckily with no one else around. She just manages to miss Essek by mere minutes as she returns to her natural form. And this is probably a good time to take a short break. We're almost 9 o'clock, so we might as well take it now, as you guys regroup at the front of the Baron's house. So chat, welcome to joining us. My name's Evildoer. We are playing Curse of Strahd, 5th edition D&D. I really appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with us tonight. We will be right back. We're going to take a short break, grab some drinks and bits and pieces. It is stupid hot here. I need to get a drink of water. But we'll be back in a moment. Right, chat. I'm back. We'll wait for the others to get back. We'll get back in the story. But Darth McPeepants, welcome. Good to see you. Moody Gamer dropping in with a cheer. 200 bits from Moody, 16 bits from Mr. Twingats. Cheers, buddies. Appreciate it very, very much. Love the support, guys. Thank you so much. As I said before, guys, my name is Evildoer. I am from New Zealand. We are playing some Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, doing the Curse of Strahd campaign, episode 16. So we're still very much in the early stages of the campaign. We're doing what we like to call a no-rush RP, so we're not really pushing the story in any one direction. The players go where they go, do what they do, and we will deal with it when we get there. So we're not really too concerned about how long it takes for them to do it. We also run another campaign on Sunday nights, same time, 7:30 p.m. New Zealand Standard Time, and that is a homebrew campaign. That is up to, I think, episode 66. We're actually getting towards the end of that story. If you do want to catch up with anything that you may have missed, check out my YouTube, and go hang out with all the VODs from both D&D shows are on my YouTube. You can go check them out there. Please, if you do go check them out, hit that sub button, hit the follow, like, all that sort of stuff. I do post other content as well on YouTube, do some gaming stuff sometimes as well, but mainly D&D. Ooh, it is warm tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Probably the warmest it's been here in a long time. It's good, but it's horrible all at the same time. Well, what are you doing, cat? So, chat, what are we all up to tonight? Darth McPeepants, how are you, my friend? I did see someone ask a question about D&D. Where was it? Someone did ask about, I think it was McPeepants. I didn't even consider D&D online. Discovered Twitch a few months back. If somebody was interested in playing as an online D&D session, where would be a good place to look? As far as streaming it is concerned, you kind of just, I mean, like I said, I've been gaming with, where is he? Mr. Trashman Skathis. I've been gaming with him for a number of years. It's how we know each other. Emilia, I've been good friends for a long time IRL. We live in the same town. Karnos is my younger brother. That's how I know him. So him and I have been doing D&D for a long time. The others, Zadriel and Pibble, I met online streaming when I was streaming other content as well, and the D&D. We started another campaign that they ended up joining because I had a couple of people drop out. And then through D&D online, through the Twitch community, I found Addoc as well. You know, I trash. So, one way of doing it is just be involved in the communities on stream and just hang out, and you may pick up a game that way. Otherwise, get to know some people, dude, and play on pen and paper, and just find people that are doing it. There's plenty of people playing D&D these days, especially since it's grown in popularity. Yes, I am. I'm not now. Sorry, I was muted. I was talking to chat. But yeah, so these guys I met either through gaming or through D&D specifically, and I say Michelle and Adam both joined the game partway through the homebrew because I had a couple of players drop out, and we had room for a couple other people. They were viewers of the channel and expressed an interest, and were friends of Trashman's and expressed an interest. So I thought, why the hell not? And it's worked out really, really well. They've been a big part of the original campaign, still are, and obviously a part of this campaign as well. In saying that, go check out those people there. Yanti1, Roast and Chicken and Magic the Gamer, some awesome Aussie streamers and content creators here on Twitch. They do gaming, RPGs, and all sorts of stuff, and obviously D&D. It's sort of taboo, and 3rd edition definitely got me into it. Yeah, I was started around 2nd edition, I think it was. Nah, that magic guy's a flog. What's up, magic? So 2nd edition is where I started, and then sort of stepped away from it early 3rd edition. I didn't really play 4.5 or 4th edition. Did a bit of AD&D, but came back in 5th edition with playing in my brother's tabletop game, which we've been doing for how long now? 4 years, almost. So we've had a continuous campaign running where we started with like 9 or 10. I think we had maximum like 13 people, 13 players at one point. And we're down to a core 6 now. So
Yeah, I was a glutton for punishment.
yes, there was some long combat sessions when we had that many people around the table.
Yeah.
But we've slowly whittled it down to 6. We've got 6 core players now, and it's actually pretty good. But D&D's D&D. We love it either way. I mean, initially we started with 7 in this campaign. So unfortunately, because Nutty's work schedule, she couldn't really continue with this campaign, so she opted out, which left us with 6, which is a comfortable number. 7's all right. 6 is good.
Admit it, she's a traitor and keeps getting herself killed. Come on.
Well, that too. But yeah, so this is generally what I do. I do gaming on occasion. I've got no set schedule for my gaming, as I am work at a bar and can get called in at any time. So I don't set a schedule for my gaming. I just sort of jump in when I can. So that sort of works there. Just wait till the multi-shot. I was talking to her about her multi-shot character and her pink bunny slippers. It's like, what? She showed me her Hero Forge character. I'm thinking, how the fuck do pink bunny slippers fit into this fucking world?
What?
I'm gonna make it work.
As long as it doesn't screw with your content too much. I said to her, as long as she's able to work with you and you can work with her, that's awesome. I mean, that's what DM's all about. But it'll be interesting, to say the least. So for those that don't know what the multi-shot is, for those that are new to the channel, when we complete our homebrew campaign, which will be on a Sunday night, we're going to do a bit of a prologue session, then we're going to do a couple of Q&A sessions with the chat about the campaign, and then we're probably going to take maybe a week break, and then we're going to come back with Yanti, aka Zadriel, as our game master. And we're going to do what was initially going to be a one-shot. Then we thought, no, fuck it, we're going to turn it into a multi-shot. So it might be 3 or 4 or 5 sessions, just a short mini campaign with Michelle as a DM and the rest, and most of us in the chat here playing. And then after that, once that's completed, we're going to be looking at a Vampire the Masquerade. Or 10 or 15 or a year. Yeah, I mean, depends on how it works out. But we are looking at a Vampire Masquerade campaign at some point as well, where Karnos here will be doing our storytelling, which will be awesome. He's a good DM, so I look forward to the storytelling for the Vampire show. So, right, so we're all back. We're all hydrated and ice blocked by the looks of Drax. We shall get back into the show. Yeah, VTM, I'm looking forward to that magic. That's going to be a lot of fun. Because we are...
I think we should try to get magic into it.
I think we've got already have too many players that want to play. So I don't know how we're going to...
Have him as a...
Yeah, I guess definitely. If Magic's down for that, I'll be more than happy to get him in as a guest appearance. As a guest character, for sure.
He might be good to help us with some of the rules that are out the gate.
Yeah, there are some weird ones out there. But again, it's just going to depend on where our story is, what characters we do need. We may need more than just our core characters that we currently have. So there will be possibly room for other people to come and guest appearances and stuff. So definitely we can look at that. I think that's going to be the hardest thing, is just logistically, if we're going to end up with sort of more than 6 or 7 people wanting to be involved, and how we're going to work it on camera and stuff. But
The good thing about it is we don't all need to be there
exactly.
every session. So
But I almost would like everyone to be there every session too, though.
I have to say something. Sorry, Darth, but you need to watch these ones, mate. You'll understand why we love it so much.
Definitely. If you don't spend at least one session completely avoiding the battle and just role-playing the whole night, do you ever really play? Exactly. That's exactly right. This is why we play the way we play. In the Curse of Strahd, you're not going to see very many combat encounters. It's going to be more roleplay than combat. Even in the homebrew campaign, we've had our fair share of combat, but with a lot of roleplay in between too, though. So we're doing this one slightly differently. It's all theatre of the mind. On the homebrew campaign, we're using a live battle map with miniatures and stuff as well. So that's a little different. So Darth, you want to come check that out? Come by on Sunday. You can get a gist of the story if you haven't seen the rest of it. You don't have to worry about it. We do recaps every session, and we can give you a brief overview. Anyway, so without any further delay, we shall get back to our heroes, as you have all reconvened at the front of the Burgermeister's mansion. Vargas Velikovich and his wife Lydia. You, Adok, Zadriel, and Skathis have met the Baron and his wife and their 2 dogs, and had a conversation. Skathis, Karnos and Febblestab have met with Isek out the front, and Emilia has scuttled around the outside of the house as a spider. And you are now all back together at the front of the house as Zadriel, Skathis, and Adok, you exit the manor home of the Burgermeister.
I grabbed my I heard a shot. What happened?
Anybody?
No, nothing. They've all
Nothing.
gone deaf for tinnitus.
Wop. Wop.
Well, we met with a fellow called Isek. He was a nice guy, actually. Lovely axe. And he was interested in Mr. Stibb's rifle-type device, wasn't he, Mr. Stibb?
Yeah, he wants me to make them for him.
Oh, that sounds like a nice person. And Skatis and Adok, what did you think of the Baron?
Well, I feel like 1,000 gold is 1,000 gold, and you know, as much as he seems like a charming fellow, which I'm sure we can all agree, his head needs to come off.
I think he's hiding something in that house. I think they all hide something in this town.
Unfortunately, no one feels very trustworthy. Emilia, did you spot anything in your spider-like or arachnid form?
I must say that I probably should have hopped in somebody's pocket and gone on the inside, because I didn't see diddly squat from the outside.
Could you not do that again and maybe go under the door or something? It's easier to get in, or down the chimney?
Not immediately.
Right, maybe next time, because it would be good to get a better view. Zadriel, how much view did you get?
We saw the living room. Adok, did you undo the window? It could still be unlocked. You didn't undo the window, did you?
Adok couldn't reach the window.
I was like talking to Emily. I thought you got in the house with the spider. No, that wasn't you, was it? No.
Yes, no. Adok couldn't have reached the window to open it anyway.
So we don't have an inn to look around.
So, what did you take from said Baron? Is he an asshat, or is he all good? What do you think? Zadriel, you're a good judge of character.
I think he is afraid of Strahd, apparently, because I asked him about the sunlight
Oh, and
festival.
we're walking and talking.
Okay.
We're walking
Okay.
and
Okay.
he
Walking where in particular? Just out of
he
curiosity.
just wants to keep Strahd away. But he
Um,
was a no-go on the stocks.
I think we're walking sort of back to maybe where we were staying. Is
Okay.
that
Blue Water Inn.
cool? Is that cool, everybody?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the day is starting to draw in, so you by this stage you would have been reaching mid-afternoon.
Oh, that sucks, Zadriel. He's a no-go on the stocks. Did he say why he wouldn't release the families?
Apparently because they opposed him, and that's where they go. But I offered services for the exchange, and he said no.
Whoa.
Not
Right.
that kind of services. God duty.
Hey, God duty?
Well, technically, yes. God duty.
Okay, just...
God duty, did you say?
and so he... Oh, so you're a guard for him now?
No, he declined.
Oh, these are tough cookies. Mr. Isaac wasn't interested in taking us on as guards either, was he, Mr. Fibble?
No. But he seemed to be a formidable type person.
He actually seemed to be quite lovely as a character, didn't he? He had a good way about him. You know, he was stern but friendly. He let you show him your gun, and he took you to a target. And
Yeah, hopefully the Baron doesn't want me to, pay him back.
good question. Well, I mean, if you can make what was Isaac? How many of those Charlottes was Isaac after Isaac? What the Isaac it was, wasn't it?
Isaac, yeah.
Yeah, Essex.
How many Charlottes did he ask for?
He didn't say.
He was going to talk to the Baron.
You should have said in exchange for the stocks. Did you mention the children?
No, we did not, but it did not cross my mind at the time. I'm sorry.
Anyone have any ideas?
I don't think that this Baron person is going to budge. And I feel like maybe his rules might be a bit extreme. What I do think is that we should probably get a look at those rules, like you said, to make sure that, because that will probably give more of an insight on top of what we just met about his character, and then we can lob his head off and take us out in gold.
Weren't they on the window of the toy store we went to? I think there was a little poster. Maybe we could go there.
It's posters all around town, but the Baron did say to you could purchase a town charter in the town square.
Just as a note, Mr. Addock, I believe the armor we organised for you should probably be ready. I think it was tomorrow.
Would have been, tomorrow, next day.
So we can remember to pick that up too if we're going to head. Are we going to pick up this poster now, Zadriel, or leave it till tomorrow?
We could do it tomorrow and have a run.
Good idea.
Yeah.
When is this festival?
2 dawns. 2 dawns, yeah.
All right. Well, shall we time? Is it time to relax then?
Zadriel is walking deep in thoughts, so she doesn't even hear. She's just like walking.
Carlos took that as a yes, and he's from one bottle and from the other.
And as at this point, you guys hear from across the street, "My friends, good to see you all again." And Vasily is approaching you from across the street.
Ohio.
How are we all today? You do not seem as happy as you normally are. Is something the matter? You look a little bit sad. I must say. Kind of puts a damper on the whole day, don't you think?
Vasily, do you happen to have a charter on your person? Have the rules for this
A
place?
town charter? No, but we can get you one from the store over here if you wish. I know the rules pretty well. What are you wanting to know especially?
Carlos, what did we want to know in particular? Was it about the stocks or?
No, just wanted to know the rules so we know what the
Very
rules
simple.
are.
Rules. The rules of Valaki are easy. Do not speak out at the Baron. Do not speak out against the guards. Do not speak out against the Baron and his festivals. Be happy. Don't be sad. Pretty simple, really.
Well, we offered to help him out, but he was not happy with that either. So it's
He is a difficult man. Those that he pays well, and he pays them well to keep them at his side. If he did not pay them well, they probably would not work for him. But as you see, not everyone is happy, and this is what these festivals are for, to keep everyone happy. And as he always says, all will be well.
Wait, you just said there was a rule that if you're not happy, if you're sad, that's breaking the rule.
Pretty much.
But everyone in town is breaking that rule. Look at them.
They're happy in their own way. When he is around, they're full of false smiles and things, just to keep Baron happy.
Does that seem like a guy we want in charge?
You went to the festival, you will see.
Yeah, money, lot of gold. Yeah.
What are you talking about? Gold. What are you talking about? A lot of money. Gold.
Or
what
there's
is...
a gambling thing that I'm going to do later on.
I like to gamble. What are you betting on? Maybe I'll join you.
Whether or not Zadriel can get people out of the stocks.
Oh, that's an easy bet to take. This will not happen. I will win.
You can get people out of the stocks?
No.
Oh.
You will not get people out of stocks, so therefore I will win the bet. Because I will bet against you. Because the Baron never lets anybody out of the stocks.
Right, so you're telling me that those people in the stocks are going to die, probably?
No, they are, I believe, 3 more days, and they will be released. Actually, no, they will not. They will be released the morning of the Blazing Sun Festival. He does not want to have anybody down in the dumps, air quotes, on the festival day. So they will be released in 2 days. It's a shame about the gentleman, though. He did not make it.
What? He died.
I believe so.
And I cannot remember, Zadriel, did you find out why that family was in the stocks again?
He would not tell me. He said I was being rude for asking.
Of course he would. I can tell you why they were in the stocks. They spoke out against the Baron in his last festival, told him that his festivals were full of shit. So he ordered them to be flogged and put in the stocks.
So a man died because he said, your festivals are full of shit. This doesn't add up to me. This actually makes me quite angry. Adok.
This is how, this is Velaki. This is how it works in Barovia. Many strange things happen and many strange rules and laws. We learn to live with them, but this Baron is, I think he is blinded by his fear of Strahd and all of Strahd's minions. He believes that these festivals will keep him at bay. I, for one, do not believe this.
Yeah, no, that's right. Because if you got angry at someone and said, hey, you're full of shit, and they stabbed you, anywhere else that I've ever been, you would be the one in the stocks, not the other way around. Nonetheless, Adok,
when you are in control of a town and control the city guard.
Is there a changing of the guards? There has to be. They can't just stand there for 24 hours.
Of course, there are many guards that rotate their watch. What are you suggesting?
Of them nicer than some?
It depends on your version of nice, I guess. I like them all. I think they're all pretty good guys. I drink with them all the time. They cannot drink as much as me, but it's good.
Pretty sure I saw one of them try to like feed the old guy or something secretly.
Do you know what he looks like?
No, I got no idea. But that tells me that some of the guards don't necessarily agree with the Baron.
Oh, he was trying
But
to
would
kill
they
him.
openly oppose him, though? I mean, they may not agree, but they get paid to feed their families. And if they openly speak out about the Baron, they will be banished or put in stocks themselves. Their families would starve. This is not a good approach, I don't think.
Has
But we must
anyone
not talk
ever
here.
tried to-
We must keep it walking. If the guards hear us talking this way, we will get yourselves kicked out of town. Let's go to the inn. Let's have a drink.
All right. We'll
I see you've
consult.
already started, my friend.
Oh yeah, yeah. I can't. I never go home. Hang on. Never leave home without it. Never go home. Either way, I don't. I always have my drink.
Of course. But my shelter, we go get some wine and tell stories and drink and have some fun.
And Karnos drops back or forward with Adok wherever Adok is. He wants to catch up with him.
Okay. So Vasily sort of surges forward, and as he does, he turns to Adok and says, "Did you enjoy that book, my young friend? It was interesting read, don't you think?"
It was, yeah. What are you like? Is your name something other than Vasily? Is it like, you know?
No, of course not.
No.
What are you saying? I am Vasily the Great, great noble of Vallaki.
Right, you're
Everybody
not,
knows who I am.
Rudolph and Victor, maybe.
Do I
mean,
look
it'll
like
be
a
our secret.
Rudolph? Does this face look like the face of a Rudolph? Of course not. I'm far too beautiful.
Right. Well, I mean, like, I'm just, you're reading it. It's about killing vampires, and like you said, that your enemies. So, put two and two. You never know.
Of course. I mean, you must discuss these things, of course.
Have
But
you
no.
got personal reasons for why you don't like vampires?
They are foul creatures, are they not? Creatures of the night. Drinking from the blood of the innocent. Is this not a bad thing?
Well, I mean, I guess it sort of really depends on the vampire. I mean, are they all the same?
As far as I know. I mean, I've not met any vampires. I read books, so if in case I see one, I can slay him.
Right, so you're sort of on the mentality of you just, if it looks evil, you kill it. Yeah, that's
forewarned is
essentially it.
forearmed, as they say.
Oh, yeah, great. Yeah, you don't know what goblins do you?
I don't even know what a goblin is, to be honest.
Fantastic. Keep it that way. We're lovely people. I'm a goblin. How you
Well,
doing?
you seem nice. Are you good? You drink well. I mean, come on. Let's go
I'll try.
drink. And he surges forward ahead of you guys, like probably 10 or 12 feet out in front.
Adok, come here a minute.
Yep.
So, listen, and Karnos is trying to keep his voice down from the others, so he's trying to keep his pace a few feet from everyone.
Yep.
I wonder, you can be quite quiet, stealthy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's good. And we've seen Emilia do her little spider thing, so I'm wondering, maybe you and Emilia can get super quiet, do your thing, maybe see if you can find a guard's uniform or something I can wear, and maybe then do some tricanery myself. Maybe get some information from the guards.
Wait, how am I supposed? You want me to go with the possibly ticking time bomb, Emilia, who can shape into all sorts of different shit? You trust me and her to go do something with guards?
I see. Yeah, now you put it like that. You're right. Sorry, I asked. And Karnos just backs off.
And as you move your way back towards the Blue Water Inn, Vasily striding out in front, waving and greeting everyone as he goes, far too happy compared to the rest of the township, but he almost comes across as a ray of sunshine in an otherwise gloomy day. Just he's happy, he's forward, he seems intent on trying to help everyone else be happy, and he makes his way to the Blue Water Inn. He stands and opens the door and waits for you guys to enter. Come, let's all have drinks. I will pay.
The free drinks are always the best ones. Thank you.
Of course. Come. Well, take a seat. I will follow you in a moment.
Emily is going to go upstairs. Says, I'm just going to go upstairs. I'll be down shortly.
Are you sure? You sure you want to join us, Emilia? It is a relatively okay afternoon, and drinking is good. Food, good friends.
I'm just going to go dump my stuff and then I'll come back. Yeah.
Of course. I look forward to your return. And he then enters the inn with the rest of you, takes his seat at the same table, orders drinks and food, and you're all now sitting around the table with Vasily and drinking and eating.
Alex gonna go round to Karnos and sit down next to him and just whisper and go, right, so I'm not against the idea, right, because 1,000 gold is a lot of money, right, and I would very much like to try and convince people that we need to kill him.
Yeah, so what I was thinking was, I don't care about the 1,000 gold, but I feel like this guy's he's doing the wrong thing. What I was thinking was, if the guards, right, if the guards think that he's going to cut their pay, they might rebel against him. I was thinking, as a guard, I could approach another guard and say, oh, hey, mate, you hear about, the Baron? He said he's going to cut our pay in half because we're not happy, or because we're doing the wrong thing or something. I'll make something up, I guess, and then rumours spread, and then within like a day or two, they're all going to be hating him. Rebellion.
Right, yeah, I mean, that could work. What do you want me to do exactly?
Well, I was hoping you could get me outfit of the guard. I need something to wear that, can't just go, hey, guard, knock his head and take his gear off. I thought you might be able to find where they stashed some. It's acquire it and bring it back.
Sounds like a bit of fun. I could maybe do that.
I just was a little worried sending one of us on our own. That's why I said Emilia, because she could turn into a little spider. But I mean, you could take Scapus. He's pretty quiet.
Yeah, Scapus. You're giving me great a lot of choices. I love it.
Okay, hang on. What's your choice? Who would you team
What
with?
you two whispering about down there? Let's drink. Let's have food.
Sorry, we're just planning, because Emily is always on her own and hiding. We're just planning a way to drag her down and make public display of her sort of thing.
Yeah, because it's like a birthday today.
Yeah, it's
really?
Yeah,
Really?
that's right. Yeah, birthday.
Roll deception check for me.
Both of us.
Both of you. One with advantage or both together. Your choice.
Adok, you do it with advantage.
I got 23.
Yes.
He's got a roll. He's definitely got insight that shit. And he rolled badly too. Holy shit! Of course, her birthday. I must congratulate her when she comes back down. Buy her a bottle of wine all for herself.
Yeah, they say she's still a virgin too.
And you see his eyebrow raise. A virgin, you say? That is very rare.
Around here, that doesn't surprise me.
Wow.
Just out of question, the alarms in the rooms, right? Will that be triggered by Emily going up there?
You didn't alarm her room, though, did you?
I think he did both.
Yeah, it's if you're an ally, it won't trigger, unless he specifically sets it that way. So you're fine.
Right, and I just go back to whispering. Right, yeah. So, if I had the choice, I dare say probably Scathers. Because Emily scares the fuck out of me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, possession, shifting, like, it's a no-go.
Right. I mean, on the other side of the coin, you could just, they've got sticks all around that fucking house. You could just burn it down.
I mean, yeah, I could do that, but what if he's not inside?
Well, then he's got no house to go to, does he?
Yeah, but then how are we supposed to prove that he's dead?
Well, okay. It would be, he would be in like such a tizzy, he'd nowhere to go. Easy target.
That's a good idea, except we've got to maybe the rest of everyone else probably might not be on the same page yet.
Yeah, I mean, that's last resort, I suppose, but... and Carnos sort of looks up, grabs a drink, goes, "Hey, thanks, Vasily."
Vasily just laughs and says, "So, what are your plans for the rest of the week? Are you going to hang around for this festival in 2 days, or are you traveling further far in Barovia?"
I'm gonna go check out the bone grinder.
The windmill. Why would you need to go there? There's nothing there. It's been abandoned for years.
We've got reasons that kind of make us think that there's something weird about that thing.
Of course. Okay. Very cryptic, but each to their own. I mean, if you need to go visit the windmill, you go visit the windmill.
Yeah.
Emily is going to rejoin the group. She's going to come back downstairs. She's literally just gone and dumped her armor and shit.
Okay.
That's it. And just rejoin the group.
Welcome back, Emilia. I hear congratulations are in order.
What for?
Apparently it's your birthday today. So happy birthday to you. Here, toast to Emilia. Congratulations on the year of your birth.
Yeah, happy birthday. It's your birthday, yeah?
Emily's sort of looking around confused. Like, what?
Carnos and Adok said it was your birthday.
Yeah, didn't you say it was your birthday?
Not for a couple of months yet.
We must. Sorry, I must have misunderstood.
It appears that we have made a mistake, but happy birthday anyway. I'll drink to that. And he guzzles a glass of wine.
Hey, happy early birthday. Oh.
I am going to go off and pray outside, I think. I have a lot to think about. But thank you for the drinks and the food.
Of course.
Yes. And I'm going to go head to there's stables outside. Isn't
There's a
something?
stable out behind the inn.
Don't go alone.
Oh, of course not. And then I'm going to go alone into the stable. Is there like a loft or anything, or a place I can be? But okay, I'm gonna go so they don't see me.
So there is a loft that you can get up. There's a ladder and stuff there. So
Scathus is going to go to the stables to meditate.
Do I see him following me?
Do you follow directly after as she leaves, or leave with her?
With her.
So as you get up, Zadriel, and head towards the door, Scathus shadows you, and you would notice.
I'm going to give him a look that's like pissed off, but I'm not going to say anything.
So you get the filthiest of looks from Zadriel as you start to follow her.
I keep carrying on.
About roughly how far behind her are you?
Well, after the look, probably a couple steps back.
Probably a wise choice. So we'll say 10 feet.
Yeah.
So Scathus drops back 10 feet but still behind you. You know he's still there as you head towards the stables. What are you doing?
Who, me? Oh,
Yes.
I'm going into the hayloft. Is there like a nice? I guess there's hay up there, and I'm just gonna sit
There's
down.
like loose hay and stuff up there. So Skathis, you've watched as Edriel goes into the barn and heads up the ladder to the loft. What do you do?
I go into the barn. So there's a back area of the barn, yeah?
The barn is set out in such a way you've got there's probably 5 or 6 horse stalls on one side and 2 or 3 on the other side, and there's a bit of a storage area on the left-hand side. And then you've got double doors at the front of the stables and a single sliding door at the back.
I can sit down cross-legged.
Yeah, there's plenty of room on the floor.
Comfortably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just it's a dirt floor with straw scattered around the place. There's 2 or 3 horses there, but there's no one else. There's no one else there apart from now you two.
Yeah, just to sit down. I'm just going to meditate.
So Skathis doesn't follow you up, and stretch, and you hear him sort of get himself comfortable down below you. You can't see each other with the way the loft is situated. You're both out of eye shot of each other, but you probably would be able to hear each other speaking, but not really make out what each other's saying if you were speaking in a low voice. Skathis starts to meditate. You can hear him sort of mumbling under his breath, and then probably goes quiet, closes his eyes and sits and just contemplates for a while. So Zedriel, what are you doing specifically?
I'm just gonna pray for some guidance, and you can go back to them.
So nothing specific. You're just gonna hang out with the DM.
Is there cows in there or anything?
No, it's just 3 or 4. So I say 2 or 3 or 4 horses, hay bales and storage stuff, saddles, reins, that sort of thing.
Okay, cool.
So we'll leave you two out there for the time being. So after about an hour or so of drinking and food, Vasily excuses himself and says, I must be going and getting back to my home. I wish you all the very best of the evening, and I shall see you again. Enjoy your drinks and your meals. Tell Erwin that everything is on me. He will bill me tomorrow. It is fine. And I will bid you good evening.
Good evening, Sally. Thanks for the drinks, mate. Much appreciated.
Of course. And he then heads out the front door.
A lovely fellow.
He is the nicest person in this whole god-forsaken place. Once, the only other nice person I ever met like that was back, and I think it was way back in the day when I was north of Baldur's Gate. Or maybe it was Baldur's Gate. And there's this lovely, I think it was a brother and sister couple. One dude was called Jahira. I think that was the girl, Jahira. Can't remember. I think the brother's name was like Caleb or Khalid. Lovely. And there's this young girl with him called Imowen, right? And she was really nice, over the top, like bubbles and lollipops and pink dresses, and really nice. It was like one of the nicest persons you ever meet. She's like I think she's like a roguey type, stabby, steely, something like that. But you wouldn't have known it because she was just one of the nicest people you ever meet. And she was traveling with...
Roll a Constitution saving throw for me, can't you?
She was traveling with this chick 7 plus, let's see here.
That's
so
not good.
It's 13 plus 6.
Not bad. The hiccups are turning more into almost vomits. It's trying to escape, but not quite.
Oh, this not agreeing with her as much. But I was saying, oh yeah. So one time when I was north of Baldur's Gate, and I was he just carries on.
Yes, so Kanos is regaling a long-winded story. Fibblestib, Emilia, and Adok, you were all still at the table as he starts his story and is still going.
Emily is going to use mold earth, and she's going to mold the bits of dirt that's in her pocket to make some earplugs.
And Alex has to then go, oh yeah, and then what happened? What happened after that?
There was this there's a massive bar fight, right? And during the bar fight, Emmeline was like, she got out like a blackjack and she was tagging people all over the place. And I was sliding this guy along the bar and I stuck his head through the wall and it popped out the other side and there was smashed bottles of glass everywhere. It was the greatest. I don't know, where was I? I think it was north of Baldur's Gate, right? And there was this chick called Emmeline and this guy called Jahid Khalid.
Yeah. And there was like sisters and like pink and bubble gums and like she was a stabby rogue sort of thing.
Yeah, Emmeline, have you met her, mate?
Yeah, I was actually there.
Yeah, you were there.
I was. You not remember me?
I don't even. You would have been stabbed to death. You're a goblin.
No, like I'm pretty sneaky, like I said.
Yeah, you are real sneaky. You're the sneakiest of sneaky McSneakers there has ever been.
That's my nickname. That's what they call me, Mr. Sneakiest McSneak.
Yeah, it's Mr. Stubb. What do you reckon? Is he the sneakiest of McSneaky sneakers you've ever seen?
What the fuck are you going on about?
Well, see, it all began back in Baldur's Gate. It was actually a place just north of Baldur's Gate where I met this guy called... And he just goes on again.
There was a roundabout to Baldur's Gate that I started to,
Not off.
dream about what it would be like to be dead right now. And then I thought about it, and I went, no, then I'd come back as a ghost, and I really don't want to have to listen to this shit anymore.
Oh, anyway, Mr. Stubb, me and Adult were going to steal some guards' clothes. I was going to pose as a guard, and you were going to help me, and we were going to get some
You're
information.
going to let the people out of the stocks, are you, as a guard?
Well, maybe that's a better idea, Adult.
It's at this point I'm going to look around to everyone else and be like, that's a funny joke about the theatrical play that we're going to do later on. That's a good one.
No, it's all real.
No. Well, I mean, that's the whole thing about a theatre plays. It's supposed to be realistic. So you're kind of right, Karnos, in that matter.
Roll a deception check, Adok, with disadvantage because Karnos is mouthing off. There are 3 hunters sitting in the bar. There's a table full of people towards the back, and there are 2 guards sitting at the other end of the bar having dinner.
Yeah,
and they've started looking over.
I got an 8.
Oh wow, no. It is at this point during this particular situation that one of the guards stands, leans over and says something to his friend, who then leaves the bar, and this guard walks over to the table. He looks at you, Adok. He then turns to Karnos, and as Karnos is about to take a drink from his wine glass, or 2 wine glasses, he grabs your wrist, forces it back down to the table.
Oh, that's not very neighborly, is it?
So, you are going to steal from us, you say?
Steal is a very strong word.
Yes, it is, and you are the one who said it.
It's a wrong word, isn't it, Karnos?
Yeah,
wrong word.
Yeah, borrow is more like the word.
This guard looks at you, Adok, again, and says, pulls you in close, sort of pushes you back in your seat a little bit, Karnos, so you're actually sitting, like, pushed back in your seat, away from your drinks. He moves your drinks away from you, leans into Adok and says, I suggest you take your friend to his bed before my comrade returns. He
No,
is
sir.
drunk.
Yep.
And if he says such thing out loud again, he will be arrested. And he will be put in the dungeon.
Excuse me,
And then
Mr.
he will
Guard,
be
sir.
banished. You shut your mouth.
I just wanted to
no.
let you know.
And he slaps you backhand, crossface. Bang!
Woo!
You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as he backhands you.
Oh, jeez, Mr. Essex.
I told you
not
to
like
shut
that.
your mouth. Do you want to spend the night in the dungeon, my friend?
That could be a good idea to sleep off. I think you have the right idea.
Up
we
to you.
Take him to bed.
No, one night in the dungeon is I think I need it. I've really let the team down. Take me in. And he stands up and puts his hands out.
And the guard obliges, looking at you, Adok, and just he shackles you. And he doesn't shackle you in front. He actually turns you and shackles you with your arms behind your back. These guards don't muck around. The shackles are tight. They're uncomfortable. Very short chain. And he says to you, Adok, as he searches you, removes any other weapons do you have besides your axe?
Yes, I've got 4 hand axes, 4 daggers, and they're all on belts around
Okay.
my chest. So yeah, I guess Karnos probably would have been trying to take them off and hand them to Adolf, but yeah.
So the guard removes them anyway, and puts them down on the table. And after he sits you back down after shackling you, and just says to the other 3, we will wait here for a moment. And about 15 minutes later, 3 other guards come to the door, and he turns to the other guards that come in. And he says, "This one is for the dungeon for the night. Charge drunk and disorderly.
It's a good idea.
We will confiscate his weapons. You may collect him in the morning. If you come to the town square, head south towards the Baron's home. The dungeon or the city jail is next to the Baron's home. There will be a fee of 100 gold pieces to remove him in the morning."
I got that, boys. I got it.
He has removed your gold as well. He's removed your backpack, everything. He's given your backpack to your friends, but he's kept all your weapons.
Okay.
So your weapons have been confiscated. You are being escorted to the Valakian city jail, or Valakian town dungeon / jail.
Karnos looks back at the crew and gives them a wink, as best he can, not to, obviously if the guards are facing one way and he's trying to turn the other.
Adolf's just going to mouth back and go, "What the fuck?"
I'll allow it. I will allow that. So, because you were as intoxicated as you seemed, I would allow that you are able to sort of signal somewhat to your friends. So I need Adok and Philstep. I need you both to make a perception check, please. Did our cams all just move? Did we lose somebody? That's weird.
Nope. Everyone's
No.
here.
Oh, no, your camera just shifts sizes. That was weird.
Jesus, that's strong.
Yeah, Emily is still there. All right. Yeah, so perception from you as well, Emily. Sorry.
I got a 15 anyway.
15. So you would have seen the wink as they sort of turned him and dragged him. So you would have been facing them. They would have turned you around and sort of dragged you backwards. And you would have been stumbling. They probably would have picked you up as well. Adok, your roll.
Got a 12.
You would have noticed. Again, he's facing you, so you probably would have noticed. Emilia, what was your roll? If you were rolling 6, you didn't see a damn thing. You were probably just sniggering to yourself that Karnos just got arrested. Plus, you had earplugs of dirt, so you probably didn't hear a whole lot anyway. No worries, bud. So with that, Karnos is escorted from the inn and that is the last that you see of him this evening. So we're left at the table, Emilia, Adok, and Pibblestib. Erwin informs you that he's getting ready to close up for the evening. And he also says not to worry about Karnos. He's only being charged with drunk and disorderly, so it's a night in the dungeons, and you go pay the fine and you'll be released in the morning, and with a warning. So it is now up to you guys what you wish to do now.
I'm gonna go. Come on, Adok. Let's go to the room.
I feel like maybe he wanted us to do something, but whatever his plan wasn't really well discussed beforehand.
Are you really surprised that Karnos has done something stupid?
Do we even have 100 gold to like bail him out?
He's got all the gold.
Adok, you have Karnos's bag.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah. So I'm assuming his gold is in his backpack, or is it on a pouch?
He keeps some on his pouch, but most of it's in his backpack.
Okay. So but you would have 100 gold between what Karnos has and what you all have to bail him out. I would imagine. Maybe.
Karnos has, because he has platinum as well, you would go through his bag and probably count about 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 98 gold.
Well, there you go. So Karnos almost has the whole lot himself.
That's okay. I can do that.
Right, well, I thought we should probably go back and wait for everyone else and tell them what happened.
So you head up to the room.
Yep.
Emilia, when she comes back, we'll deal with that. I'd say she would head up as well and go to her own room. So we will switch over now to Zadriel and Skathis in the barn, doing their own meditations, which is a little creepy. But we'll go to Skathis first. Skathis, you are sitting in the middle of the barn, or on the barn floor, cross-legged. Was there anything particular that you were trying to do, or just basically keeping an eye on Zadriel?
Yeah, clearing my thoughts and the usual monk stuff. Recentering.
Recentering, okay. Very cool. Zadriel. We're now probably, by this time it's probably been an hour or so since you guys have been out there.
Yeah. Do I know his presence is outside of anyway? Is he like coughing
you'd probably not hear him, but you would definitely know he's still there. Like you'd get that feeling that someone's there. Like as you walk into a room or you walk into like an open field or something, you know someone's watching you. You just get that feeling that someone's there, even though that you can't see them. You just know they're there. Like you walk into a house and there's someone else in the house, even though they might not be in the same room, but you know they're in the house, even though you haven't heard or seen them. It's just it's a weird feeling.
Is your god talking to you?
No answer.
Skathis ignores you. You can hear him breathing. Like he's breathing in through his nose and out through his mouth. Not heavily, but you can definitely hear that. And you've meditated yourself in prayer, so you get the same sort of feeling that he's doing something along those lines. Possibly. You're not 100% sure.
Oh, this is gonna be bad. Can I sneak down the ladder with disadvantage?
Roll with disadvantage.
Okay, they were both 10.
What is your passive, Trash?
10.
So you would hear something. You would hear movement. Your eyes are closed. You would definitely hear Zadriel's armor on the ladder.
Ignore it.
So you're not going to do anything?
Nope.
You can tell she's trying to be quiet. It's that same like real sort of, she'll hear the tink on the ladder and she'll stop and then she'll move, and the armor will move, and then she'll stop. So she's trying to be stealthy as hell. So you ignore her?
The raven's at the front. I'd like to speak with animals and see if
You want to see if the ravens are still there? They were there when you entered the inn, definitely. So you move back towards the Blue Water Inn, looking along the roof edges as you approach. Roll a perception check for me with advantage, because you know exactly what you're looking for and where to look, to see if you can see any of the ravens around.
14.
14. You see one raven. It's perched high on the roof, but the one thing you do see as you start coming around the end of the Blue Water Inn is 4 Valachian guard dragging a certain human that looks very familiar to you out of the inn in shackles and heading towards the center of town.
Carlos?
The guards ignore you. They just keep walking.
I'm gonna follow.
You're muted.
Carlos is muted. I'm gonna slowly follow behind.
Sorry, I said Carlos just gives her a bit of a shackled wave.
What did you do? Do you need assistance?
Is he a friend of yours?
Too much to drink.
The guards do stop and turn and say, is he a friend of yours? Do you know him?
Yes, unfortunately.
He is being arrested for his drunken behavior and threatening to steal from the guard. So he will spend the night in the dungeon. You can pick him up in the morning. He spoke out loud several times.
Kenneth, what were you going to steal?
Oh, I wasn't going to steal anything. It was a talk of like costumes and stuff, and they've just misunderstood. As a choir, I need a rest in the cells just to sleep off this drunkenness.
You can bail him out in the morning. 100 gold. We will take his weapons with us.
It's quite right. I know, Isaac. It's just a misunderstanding.
What time do we need to bail him out? In the earliest crack of dawn? Or?
Any time after dawn will be fine. There'll be someone there. Next to the Baron's home is the city dungeon. And
do
then
you mind
they
if
turn.
I follow slowly behind so I know where to go?
Do you have a map of the town? I can show you on the map if you wish. It is right next door to the Baron's mansion. It's not hard to find.
All right.
And they turn and take Carlos away. And there is a raven on the roof that you did see as you sort of were at the front.
Speak with animals. How do you feel about me breaking people out of stocks? Is it?
Wow. That's up to you, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I could just bust it in.
It's kind of breaking the law, but if the law, well, it's up to you. I don't care.
Do you know of anyone in town that would help?
Help with what?
Breaking out to the stocks.
Someone with a key?
Do I know who has the keys? I didn't hear who had all the keys, did I?
No. Well, you'd assume most of the guards would. I mean, that's standard procedure for, at the very least, if none of the lower level guards would, Essex definitely would, being the head of the town guard. But the Raven just says, well, I mean, guards have keys.
Do you remember how many guards are around the stocks at night?
Don't know. I perch here.
Oh,
Eat grapes.
Throw him a ration. Oh.
Thank you very much. You're nice, like you.
I like you too. What was that accent?
And he proceeds to chow down on the ration that you threw up to him, and then eventually flies away. So, Zadriel, what do you do after that? Do you go back to the inn? Do you go back to the stable? Do you attempt to follow Karnos?
Can you come back to me?
Sure.
I'm torn.
No worries. We will go back to Emilia. The boys went up to bed. I'm assuming you would have gone up to your own room as they left the inn. Or what would Emilia do?
Emily's going to go to her room and sit down and write some letters.
Okay. So Emilia goes to her own room and closes the door. Fibblestib and Addoc, you head up to your guys' communal room where the rest of the beds are. Is there anything you guys wish to achieve before turning in for the evening?
Haddock, I think Karnos has completely lost his fucking mind.
Yep.
Or he's a cunning genius and has worked out some stupid plan
that somehow involves us. That he's hoping we can piece together.
A little bit of notice would be nice.
I feel like maybe he wants us to follow him and break him out.
Maybe. Or maybe that's how he's going to get his hand on the guard. Both.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, he's not, like, he's shackled. He's not very good with picking shit. That's what I mean. Like, I feel like he's hoping that one of us, or maybe more of us, are gonna follow along on this impromptu plan. Wasn't well thought out, but
it kind of reminds me of all of his plans, really.
Whatever it is, I've got a bad feeling. I think we should probably try and break him out.
Yeah,
tonight.
Maybe. Need to talk to Z. She might know. Yeah. Need to talk to Z.
All right. We'll wait for a little bit. See what she says. Are you sneaky, but perchance? Are you?
I ever take off my armor, yeah.
Because we need someone who can sort of get into. Because you and I, we're pretty good with tinkering and shit, so we could probably pull this off.
Yeah, we pull apart the locks and leave them nothing but, nothing.
Right, exactly, yeah. Or we could, lay some traps and do all sorts of whatevers.
Or we could go there, get all their money, and then bail them out in the morning with their own money.
That could work as well, either one. I like what you're thinking.
Yeah, I like that idea too.
Well, let's wait for, what do you call her, Z? Let's wait for Zadriel. We'll let her know what we're going to do. We'll go do it.
Right. So with that, we'll switch back over to Scathus. Scathus, you're still in the barn by yourself now. As Zadriel left, you knew she left. You let her go. What are you up to?
What time of day or afternoon
It is starting to get dark.
I'll head back upstairs.
So after a short while, guys, Scathus returns to the room by himself. No Zadriel. Even though you saw him leave and follow her, he's now by himself.
Scathus, is Zadriel around anywhere? Got a bit of an issue.
Left the barn ages ago. Don't know where.
Right. Well, that's good. Scathus, what is your thoughts on breaking people out of jail?
Why are we breaking people out of jail?
Well, Karnos may have gotten arrested.
Why did Karnos get arrested?
Well, he may have said that he was going to steal some things from the guards, and the guards, well, they didn't appreciate that, did they?
Was he being arrested for?
Drunk and disorderly.
You can spend the night there.
Yeah, but I've seen him drink more, and yeah, it doesn't seem to.
Yeah, I feel
work.
like he's
Yeah, so
gave
Adok
like this weird
and
wink when he was going,
yeah,
like he's got a
Adok
plan
and
or something.
Fiddlestib, I'll get you both to roll insight, please.
Oh, yeah. Of course, you'd have to fucking roll a 7. That's a
I got
2,
15.
mind you.
What was yours?
15.
15. We average it out, so it's over 10, so it's not bad. Yeah, you've both seen Karnos drink far more than he appeared to drink tonight. And his drunken behavior was even a little over top even for him.
Cunning plan of a cunning genius or fucking moron, one of the two.
I feel like it's a cunning plan of a moron.
Oh, yes. Maybe. Cunning plan of a moron. Yes. I don't like. I think we should try to break him out, but at the same time, I don't want to get kicked out. I like my stuff. I like Charlotte. Oh, don't want to lose Charlotte.
All right. Well, you got a fair point. That's fine. That's fine. What we could do is just sneak there, maybe not break him out, try and ask him what the fuck he wants us to do, and then go from there.
Oh yeah, didn't think of that.
I take it I'm hearing all this, aren't
Yes, yes,
I?
you are.
Unfortunately.
Unless you're deaf.
Yes. You are most definitely hearing this conversation.
Oh, crap. I'll sit quietly and listen.
And
So, Scathus, you're pretty light on your feet, yeah?
That's what my training's been about, I guess.
Great. Would you mind accompanying me, Mr. Stibb, on a little journey?
Prefer not to. He's in prison. I don't want to go there. He can stay there for the night.
But what if it was all a stupid cunning plan?
Since when has he had a stupid cunning plan that's worked?
Apparently right now.
Let him rot.
Oh, let him rot. That seems a bit mean. But what if he did it for a reason?
Then we'll find out tomorrow.
But then we have to pay and, money no so little. Need 100 gold to get him out. He's only got 96. Unless we sell some of his shit, because he's got 2 of everything.
That works.
And I hate to mention, but the Baron specifically did say that if we were to get in trouble by the guards again, it probably wouldn't end well.
I wasn't there for that.
Nope. It was just me, Zadriel, Scathus, and, well, he's got himself in trouble, hasn't he? So it might be a bit more than just 100 gold.
I don't think he was talking about that kind of trouble. He's drunk. He just got himself thrown in because he was drunk. No?
I don't know.
Well, no, he was talking about stealing stuff.
While he was drunk.
You met a Baron. You seem like a reasonable sort of person to you.
No.
What do you think is going to happen?
Let him rot.
Mr. Stibb.
Right. He's a man of many words. Let him rot. Seems to be the many words.
while you guys are having this conversation, we're going to switch back over to Zadriel.
Zadriel walks in. I don't see them downstairs.
Nope.
No. So I am going to go find them. I'm guessing they're all in the room.
Yep. You head back upstairs and you find them all in the room. And you probably walk in partway through this conversation that they're having.
All right, I've thought about it, and as leader of this group, Adok, how far does your cannon shoot? Scathus, you're going to come with me, and we are going to either bust up the stocks, or we are going to break out because I didn't have enough faith. That was the whole problem. We are just going to do it. It's going to work out. Let's go. Get your armor on. Come on. Come on.
Still
And I go
looking
out the
for
door.
her.
I go down and wait.
What are we breaking out? Are we Scathus?
We got another cunning plan from a moron. This is not good. We've got two now.
Normally she's not this stupid. Although,
I don't know, but-
religion. So,
Yeah, I don't know about blind faith, and I don't know about shooting cannons into walls and sorts. That's we need to think about this. That's not. It's
I
not
think-
good.
I think she wants to release the people from the stockade. But
The people in the stockade are apparently going to be released in 2 days anyway.
yeah, but I don't think they'll survive that.
We're also a man down. Is anyone forgetting that right now? We should probably get Karnos out, and then. Did anyone not hear the Baron? The Baron said that we're gonna we're gonna get ourselves killed. You got a guard that can turn people to ash, and she wants us to shoot cannons at stuff.
Ash? Oh yeah, that's right, the handy thingy. Oh. I think we're shit out of luck.
All right, look. I feel like, Mr. Stibb, you and I, we're pretty smart, all right? So Zadriel and Scathus can go do whatever the hell they want to. But you and I, we got to get Karnos back because he's going to get in more shit. And Zadriel can't do shit without our cannons. So,
I don't know what to do anymore.
okay, right, well, I'm going to go get Karnos. You're coming, and I'm going to walk out the door.
Oh, God.
Right.
And you walk right into Zadriel, who's standing out there impatiently waiting for you.
I look at Phil still.
Probably standing there tapping a foot.
Look at the door and go, guess we got no choice now.
I don't want to do this.
Is anyone going to go get
Okay.
Emilia, who is in her own room?
But her room is
Her room is
As you're
separate
thinking-
from yours.
yeah, but as we're walking out, her room's along the way anyway.
Yeah, it's directly on the right-hand side of your door.
As we pass Emilia's door, I go bang bang on the door.
Does Emilia answer? Is the choice. What is the question here?
Emily is still wearing her earplugs. She doesn't hear you.
I think we have to go in there. You've already knocked, so she should be fully clothed.
So you just bowl on in?
Yep.
So a couple of bangs on the door, which you don't really hear because you still got your mud plugs in. And next thing you know, the door opens and all your friends stroll in, except for Karnos, of course.
You'll see her. She's basically sitting on the edge of her bed writing a letter, and she doesn't notice you at all. Completely oblivious.
I'm gonna walk up beside her and start reading the letter.
What does he read over your shoulder? Which you have no idea that he's there at the moment. Roll a perception check just quickly with disadvantage.
Five.
Yeah, you don't notice. So what does he read over your shoulder?
She's basically writing a letter to family. Basically saying where she is. She's in Valaki and she's with this group, and it's basically telling them about the group that she is with, and that she is not in any danger as such.
Okay, so it's basically still like it's a letter home.
Wrong.
And
Yeah.
If I see that she's written Fibble, I'll point out and go, "It's double B."
The second that he points out, she's going to pretty much jump out of the skin. Completely oblivious to the fact that he was there.
And yeah, as you do jump with a fright, you notice that they're all there, looking at you as if to say, "Come on, let's go."
He pulls out the egg plug and goes, "Hey everyone, what's going on?"
We're going to rescue the idiot.
We're going to get ourselves killed. Come on, let's go.
Why would I want to rescue him?
Because the boss says so. There you go. Let's go.
So
Come on.
she's gonna don her armor. So
Okay.
get out and donning my armor.
No problem. So after 5 or so minutes of Emilia readying herself, you all eventually start heading out towards the town dungeon. It will take you roughly 45 minutes to get from the Blue Water Inn to the where you've been told the dungeon is. And it's not hard to find. There is a largish building next to the Baron's home, which is there's torches out the front. There's a couple of guards standing out the front. You assume there's guards on the inside as well. It is a fairly solid building. From where you are at the moment, because I'm assuming you don't want to approach too closely, all you can see is a single, what looks like an iron belted door. So it's a wooden door, but it's got iron belts through it, like crisscrossing over it. So it's been reinforced on the front where the two guards are. But that's about all you can tell from this distance, and the fact that it has started to, it's gotten dark by this point. So you've got the lanterns around the streets, but that's about the only light you have. So you're about 80 feet from this building. Was your current position. What are you going to do?
And so the door is all iron, completely metal.
Looks like it's partially wood, but it's been reinforced with iron strapping and rather large rivets. So they're good. They're probably 1.5 inches thick.
How's the lock?
You can't tell from this distance.
People, ideas? You can heat metal and lockpick and things like that, no?
I can lockpick it. Yes.
Or you can heat it enough and I can bash it too.
No, that's a waste. Just lockpick it, then quieter. Just guards. Except, is it like a fence around it?
No, it's a building on its own. Like it's not like your typical city dungeon where it's inside a building or in a barracks as such. This is like a building that's been purposely built for this. You're not sure, you've never been there, so you're not sure what the inside looks like, but the outside is a single-story structure. It looks very well built. It's not made of wood and clay like most of the houses here. It's been made from stone. The roof of it is still looks like a wooden thatching from what you can see at this distance. But it's about probably 30 feet long, 40 feet long, and about 25 feet wide. So it's sort of a long, narrow building. But like I said, you've never been inside. You're not sure how many cells are inside or whether they're above ground or below ground.
What are the windows like? Like, does it look like there's like the cell would have a window as well?
From where you are, you can't really tell unless you wanted to go for a closer inspection around the other side. At this point, you're looking front onto the building, two guards standing out by the front door, and you're seeing that part of it. There's two small windows either side of the door, which look like they're probably just enough to let light in. They are barred, but they don't look like cell windows.
I'm thinking roof access, people. I'm thinking I can get us on the roof quickly. Emilia can go up on her own, and we go through there.
Through the roof. I'm thinking the cells would probably be at the back of the building as well. Maybe. Or kind of in the middle. Or at the back.
How many jail cells has Fibblestib seen in his lifetime, would you think?
Just probably the one at Nomengard only. Like the
Okay.
barracks.
Yeah, so I mean, you'd be able to use that memory to maybe have an understanding of where cells could be in the situation. Again, they were gnomish in design; they could have been made differently, but it would maybe give you a little bit of an insight potentially.
Well, I'd assume it'd be along one side, one wall, or another wall, or at the back, or underground.
Which is pretty much everywhere, somewhere inside that building.
Well, it's not going to be at the front door.
No, you're quite right.
I'd assume that you'd have to go in, and then maybe on one side. But yeah, if we could get up on the roof.
Look, Emilia could do the scouting, turn into a rat or something.
Emilia, would you like to do that? Garnos is in there and he needs help.
I can only use that ability a couple of times a day, and I've already used it a couple of times, so that's probably not going to work.
Oh, shoot. Look.
Maybe Emilia can make a distraction, or Zadriel, feign injury or something out front. Guards come out, yeah? And as the guards come out, a couple of us are waiting around a corner, and we sneak in as they come out.
What's the terrain like in front of the building? Is it cobblestone or?
Yeah, it's all cobblestone. It's in the city.
So it is.
I can get you past them if we go up, if Emilia wants to distract.
Yes, because my distraction of the hag really worked very well.
Well, you know, it's practice. It's about practice.
If you actually stuck to the plan, it would have. So they're saying you want to stay with your baby. What was that for?
Yeah, honestly, I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to look around. Is there anything that looks like it could be set alight on fire?
Roll a perception check. Be aware that it is misty, always misty raining, so everything's pretty wet all the time.
I got a 15.
15? You know that there's a whole pile of sticks now around the Burgomeister's mansion, which is to the right of where you are. Looking where you are from your position, there's probably abandoned wicker baskets and barrels and crates down side alleys and stuff that could be set on fire potentially. It would really determine on how you set them on fire. I mean, you can see that most of the stuff is wet. It has been raining quite steadily most of the day.
So, Karnos said something to me earlier about lighting the Baron's house on fire. I could do that as a distraction. That would cause a lot of guards to go there. And if he happens to die, well, there's 1,000 gold as well. So win-win.
I really like his dogs, though.
I don't.
And with that, we'll switch over to Karnos for a moment before we finish up tonight's campaign. Karnos, in this, in the meantime, what's happened is you've been taken through town.
Okay, just before we get to the cells, while we're walking, Karnos wants a couple of things. Now, yeah, he did drink a bit, and he was feeling ill because that was wine, and he's not used to drinking so much wine.
Exactly.
So he's definitely not fully full, but he still has this plan. So the first thing he'd like to know is, how rough are the guards been with him on the walk?
Not too rough. I mean, the guard that initially spoke to you, he did backhand you, and it was a good solid whack. It definitely hurt, but it was more to shut you up than to be rough. That's the impression you got from that. The other guy, two of the guards seem to be the ones that are sort of manhandling you. They're not being gentle. They're being quite. They're really about their job by the look of it. The other one's just sort of there as support by the scenes, but they haven't really spoken to you. unless you are going to try and speak to them.
At this point, before any speaking, so there's 3 guards in total. You said
4.
2 of them are holding me. 4 in total.
Yeah.
4. So 2 are holding me and 2 are leading type thing, or
one's leading, one's following.
One leads, one follows. Right, and then Carlos is checking out. Are they all wearing the same? Are they all pretty much dressed the same?
Pretty much. Yep. They're all wearing chainmail. They're wearing helmets with the nose guard, it's like a steel helmet with a plain steel helmet with a nose guard. They are wearing just leather boots, leather pants. They've got a belt, they all have looks like long swords. They normally during the day when they're on duty are carrying the long spear type pikes and shields, but it seems these ones are wearing short swords and they've got shields on their backs, so they always carry a shield as well. They are wearing what looks like a kind of a tabard over top of the male armor, which has got the Valachian colors and the Valachian town symbol on it.
If I don't speak to them, do they speak to each other?
Not really. Apart from basic instruction, the lead ones, this is right off to the dungeon or off to the jail. Not really much chit chat going on between them.
And when they pass other guards on the way, is there any acknowledgement between the guards?
Roll perception.
That's good. Perception +0, 14.
14. Doesn't seem to be like any friendly exchanges, but there's definitely an acknowledgement that they've arrested somebody. You've noticed that there's a glance from other guards that you've seen. There's not huge amounts of guards in town. From what you've seen in the time you've been here, you've probably noticed a couple of dozen, if not maybe a few more, roughly. And they always seem to travel in pairs or fours.
Okay, so just as we were getting to the dungeon itself, Carlos doesn't speak most of the way, just sort of burbles to try and keep the act up as best he can. Plus, like I say, he does feel a little ill. Right as they get in there, he just says, mumbles out loud, I don't know if Essek is going to like this so much. You guys know Essek?
The one guard that spoke to you previously stops as the other guards move you forward. They don't acknowledge what you said, and he leans in close to you, grabs you by your collar, pulls you in close, and says, "Best you keep your mouth shut. You will get through this fine."
Sweet, and so Carlos acknowledges that.
And what happens then is you're led through as they approach. There's 2 guards on the door of the jail, and he gives the lead guard says, "Open up," and one of them takes out a key, opens the door. It's I need you to roll. If you want to try and see what the lock looks like, you'll need to roll a perception check. But because you could probably move your head to one side as he's unlocking the door, or even as you pass through the door.
Yeah, it's just an 8.
8. Not really too sure what type of lock it is. It looks pretty solid. It's definitely a big solid door, about 4 or 5 inches thick. So a very, very solid door. You were led initially into what looks like a processing room. A bench of sorts. Your weapons are laid out on a table. They then sit you down at a bench, and the 2 that dragged in leave. The guard that initially made the arrest and spoke to you turns around and says to you, "Right, your name for our records."
My name is Carnos Lurth.
Right, Carnos Lurth. Carnos?
That is correct. Lerth.
Thank you very much. And he writes it out. He's writing out. Looks like it's just a piece of parchment, but looks like he's put a date on it. He's put your name, and then you hear him sort of muttering to himself. Arrested, Blue Water Inn, drunk and disorderly. 100 gold fine. Release tomorrow. and he then rolls it up and puts it into a little cubby, and it's like a small little office.
Excuse me, officer.
Yes.
If my friends could not pay the said fine, what would we do in that case?
Don't you be sick, or you'll be sitting at it all night.
That is, of course. Sorry, if my friends could not pay said fine, what would happen then?
You would stay in the cell until they could.
Until they could, or just for an indefinite time?
Until they pay your fine.
Right.
Or you sober up and we deem you not a risk.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay. Good to know.
But you would still have to pay the fine, regardless.
Good as gold. I will pay the fine. That's not a hassle. I apologise for any misunderstanding.
All right, come with me, please. And he stands you up. Still got the shackles on, but he stands you up. And he leads you through another thick door. This one doesn't seem to be locked at this point. And you descend downwards. It's quite dark. You find it hard to see with your human eyes, not having dark vision. You then come down. It's probably about 25, 30 feet down a narrow, steep stone staircase. At the bottom, there's a torch and another guard. He comes to attention in his seat as this guard comes down and he stands up. This one to be put in one of the cells for the night. Drunk. Let him sleep it off. And he sort of stands upright. Yes, sir. And he turns you around, takes the shackles off you, and the guard pulls out his sword, and at sword point says, forward, please.
Right.
And leads you probably past maybe 8 or 9 cells to the very back of the cell block.
Do I see anyone in the torchlight in any of the cells?
Roll perception.
Right.
It is very dim. There's only like a torch every 10 feet or so.
I just rolled so good.
And they're not directly in the cells either.
19.
19, that's not bad. From what you can make out, you see a bit of movement in the first 2 cells. You can hear other people like breathing and things like that, but you can't really make out too much. The cells are quite dark. No windows down here. No one speaks to you as you walk through. Okay. And you're led to one of the rear cells, and he, not forcefully but not gently either, pushes you inside. Okay. And closes the solid iron door with a small window in it and locks it behind you. With a heavy clunk with the iron against stone. As your eyes adjust to the darkness in this room, it takes a little while. The little torchlight that is coming through the small hole or the small window in the door that is barred, you notice you've got like a straw mattress on the floor. There's no bed. It's like a straw mattress with a very small, thin straw pillow. There's a bucket in one corner, which you assume that is where you are to do your business. And it's just a dirt floor. But solid stone walls. Feeling the floor under your feet because also too you were stripped of your armor and your boots. So you were just in your regular clothing. And the floor underneath it's even though it's dirt, you can feel that it's kind of dirt. It's solid. It's like you can't, as you sort of try and move with your feet, there's no looseness to it. It is very, very compact. Okay. So you get the impression it might be clay or something like that, but it's very, very solid. And that is pretty much all you see and have dealt with. And that is where we're going to call tonight's session, guys. Okay. With the bulk of you standing outside of the Valachian jail, contemplating on your actions, and one Carnos Lerth spending the evening in a cell block.
Be right back.
No worries. So, chat. That is our show for this evening. Players, thank you very much for joining me again for another week and another Dur and Dur session. Some interesting goings on this evening, to say the least. So, as usual, we will go around our players and get some moments chat. If you've got a moment that stands out for you as well, chuck it in the chat. I'll endeavour to read it out after we get through the players. But make sure if you have got a moment that you think stood out for you, role play or otherwise, or just something funny, chuck it in the chat and we'll let you know. So, Emilia, we'll start with you. And moments from you, please.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Shit.
I don't know if Drax was taking notice.
I did write down a couple of things, but yeah. I'm just trying to remember what they are. Oh yeah. Adult talking to random spiders and animals and stuff. And stuff like that.
Yes, that was interesting.
Emilia.
You never know.
A couple of others, but I saw bears writing them down at the same time. So.
It's okay. You go for gold.
It just it doesn't matter if we get double up. I mean, if it's a funny moment to you, it's a funny moment. So.
Zadriel offering services.
Services are always good.
Stupid plans are morons.
Yes, that's probably the one that's going to stick out for me for a while. and double moron plans. That was what got me. It wasn't just a single moron plan. It was the double moron. Scathus.
The laughter after I think something with the fire, I believe that Fiddlestick was doing. The laughter that came through Fiddlestick's mic.
Oh yes, we're not sure what that laughter was all about, but yeah, there was.
I think it's just the way the wording went about the fire. Something like that, Michelle.
Oh, I see.
And yes, of course, Fiddlestick and Adolf trying to work out what the hell.
So it was a Laura Bailey moment from our resident Zadriel.
And that's it.
Right, and speaking of Zadriel.
Yeah, I think it was like showing Carnos' little flame or something like that. And I was like, anyway.
Now I understand.
Around the corner. Anyway. Yeah, I love the Adog and Carnos talking and trying to pretend it was theater and it's not going well at all. And I like all those little interactions there. So that's me.
And Fibblestib.
Yeah, Carnos like, oh yeah, no, I'm gonna steal it. No, I'm not gonna steal it. I'm gonna borrow it. Shut up.
Like that was gonna help anyway.
I don't want to steal from you. I just want to borrow it without the intent of returning it. Like, oh my god, how the fuck?
Oh.
And then, Emilia turning into a spider and everyone freaking out about it. Guys, she's already turned into I think it was a wolf.
Yes, but only Carnos saw that.
Carnos saw that.
Yeah, and Carnos saw her go to the toilet as a wolf, and we all gave him shit about that.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. Doc.
Yeah, Carnos' regalia of, oh yeah, that reminds me about Baldur's Gate, and then it was like this, just continuation on.
He did that. Yeah, he did well with that. That was well done.
And I do like the impromptu plan that Carnos has strung together in his mind, but yet not filled anyone in on.
Yes, there was a comment that came up in chat. Probably I should have told them about it. It's like, yeah, probably.
No. That was to do with them going in, the three of them going in.
Oh, right.
And the Baron saying.
About it not being very good if you got caught again there. That's something they probably should have told the group. Definitely. Probably a small oversight on the group's part there.
Yeah. And then also as well, Zadriel also like the massive debating about what to do, and we should wait for Zadriel, which is like the reason of the group, and then she just bursts in the door like, "Come on, we're gonna go! Grab your cannons, escape this! Like, let's bust it open!" I was just like, "Okay."
It was timing.
Yes, not the most level-headed decision ever made, but she did contemplate on it. She did contemplate on it for an hour or so, so it might be the right choice. You never know. And Mr. Karnos currently residing in a prison cell.
Yeah, obviously the cunning plan of a moron and another cunning plan of a moron stood out. But I did like was Zadriel said, "Oh, Skaithis is a storyteller of sorts," and then she went on 5 minutes later to cough and speak with the dogs. that whole piece there is like cracking me up. But yeah, just that I think Adoc's line of he was looking for spiders that could be Emilia, and he was like, "All right then, spin your web if you're Emilia." That was good. That was my favorite bit.
Yeah. For me, it was several little moments. The conversation with Essek and Karnos and Pibble. He was like Karnos said, he was firm, but he was generally respectful and sort of letting them know, "Hey, don't do that around here. You might get in trouble." But just the interest in the weapons and stuff as well. But yeah, the whole debacle with the Karnos and the guards. Karnos not shutting up, getting backhanded across the face. Adoc trying to get him to shut up, and just not working. It's just like, and then the comment I think that got me the most was Fibblestibs. "I'm sitting here contemplating wanting to die." And I was like, that is going to stick with me for quite some time. But yeah, so again, role play tonight as a whole, amazing as usual. Got a great team of role players here and players of the Durandurs. We do our best to entertain, so hopefully you guys in the chat enjoyed yourselves, enjoyed the story. As I said, we're here every Wednesday night normally. It does change to a Thursday if either A, I'm working or someone can't make it. But at this stage, it's every single Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Keep an eye on the Discord or the Twitter. So follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord if you want to get notifications if we do happen to change a night. We do also play a homebrew game on Sunday nights, same time, 7:30 p.m. New Zealand Standard Time, with pretty much everyone in the chat here. Mr. Sadiq, we got Obasm, we got Trashy, we got Yanti and Nutty, who's in the chat, all playing the Sunday game. And we also are getting close to, obviously, is there going to be a change of Christmas, New Year? At this stage, no. That's all going to be determined by you guys and whether you guys have anything on. I've got nothing planned. So Sunday games will be on Sundays. Right up, unless I'm working on that Sunday night, which I think there is one Sunday that I'm working. I will let you know. I think it's on the 3rd, but I finish at like 8. I finish at 8:30, so we could potentially start later, which wouldn't really affect you guys in Aussie because it'd be like a 6:30 start instead of a 5:30 start. The only person that would potentially be a pain for would be Baz, but I think you're off anyway, aren't you? Until like the 7th. Yeah, so I'll let you guys know beforehand, but I'm pretty sure that I am working on the 4th. I'll still have a quick look before we finish up. But again, I'll announce it in the Discord and in the Twitter for any changes to scheduling, but at this stage that's the only one, and maybe Wednesday the 6th as well. I'm definitely working that night, so that one will have to change to a Thursday, or we'll postpone it and move it a week, just because I am working a full shift on that night. So yeah, Sunday the 3rd, no, I'm good, we'll be able to do that. I'm working 11 till 4, so I'm finished at 4 o'clock, so that one's all right. So Wednesday the 30th is fine, and the 23rd is good as well at this stage. So those will remain. Sunday the 27th and the 3rd will be, and the 10th will all be standard, so we should be good for that. So it'd basically be up to you guys. If you guys have something on any of those days, let me know so we can make alterations, or we will just take a break that week over Christmas, New Year. But at this stage, I've got no plan. So you guys let me know, and we'll go from there. So, so you're emo and you know it. No, I'm not. Who's fucking emo? Oh, if you're emo and you know it. All right. Do that thing.
I'm not going to be available on the 27th.
27th? No problem. So what we'll probably do, that's a Sunday, yeah?
Yeah.
So that is for the homebrew campaign. We can probably, what we'll do, we can,
let you know.
Let me know, but if you're not going to be there, we can probably just skip that one anyway. We'll take that one off. How about we'll just do it, don't let me know, the 27th, we will not do D&D on the 27th. That way everyone can just, we can do whatever we're going to do. And just we'll take a break over and give us that 1 week off during Christmas.
I believe I may be at Plato's that day.
Okay, no, that's cool. I mean, we've still got the Wednesday, the 23rd and the 30th anyway, so we can take a week off the homebrew. You might be leading a pagan circle on 23rd, but we can work it, which would be crazy. Again, just let me know, Michelle. It is all good. Like I said, it probably wouldn't hurt to take a break anyway, so how about we say this just to get it out there so everyone knows. The 23rd and the 27th, we will take Christmas week off. So there'll be no D&D on the week of the 23rd and the 27th of December. So we will have, this is our D&D. So Sundays on the 20th, we will definitely have that. And then we will be back again on the 30th for the Curse of Strahd. Yeah, 23rd, I'm sacrificing 13 versions. Geez, you're going to be hard-pressed to find 13 versions, aren't you? Especially in this day and age. So, there you go, guys. It has been stated. I'll put it again in the Discord just so we remember. The week of Christmas, so the 23rd and the 27th, there'll be no D&D. We're going to take a week off, and we'll be back on the 30th with Curse of Strahd. So the next Sundays, this Sunday we'll go ahead, so the 20th will go ahead. So this Sunday we'll be doing homebrew, and then we'll be nothing until the 30th. But again, I'll put it in the Discord, and I'll probably put it in the Twitter as well. Again, thank you everyone for hanging out with us. We should probably raid someone before the crew lose their shit completely. I can hear this. The sniggering going on is crazy. And the thing is, you're all typing in chat without you go on camera, you can talk. And it's the two people. And the thing is, it's the two people in the Skype call that are talking in chat.
It's more funny if it's in chat.
I don't want to talk over the DM.
Hey, go for it. Go for it. So who are we raiding, guys? Anyone got a suggestion for someone to raid tonight? Let's get a suggestion from the chat. Was he still on? Holy crap.
He's still on.
He's been on all day.
Yeah, that bloke's...
I don't think he ever sleeps.
No, I think he sleeps when he's not streaming, and then he gets up and starts streaming straight away.
And he's only got one viewer. Let's raid. How long's he been going for? He's only been going. He's been back on for an hour. He must have stopped. So I know it's like stupid early in the morning for him, but he's playing Cyberpunk, so we're gonna raid Twin Gats. He's got one viewer, so let's give him a few. Again, Twin Gats is a very big supporter of this channel. I've known him since I was over on Mixer. Cool dude. He plays a lot of Grand Theft Auto roleplay. So he plays on Red Rum RP. So if you're into some GTA RP, go check him out. Chuck him a follow. Chuck him a follow anyway. Doesn't cost you anything to hit the follow button. So we're going to start the raid. We're going to say goodbye to everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out. Knife84, cheers for the follow. Everyone else, the biddies, you guys are awesome. Moody and Magic, love you guys. We'll see you on Sunday.